Supplier. Yes, Ogwanyala won't dwell on TikTok. Any DJ Musa Umpire. Thank you so much. Yeah, Lampard Bayalman the Sharp. Thank you so much. Okay. ACNG going big ups to the big man G-Face. Thank you so much. All right, very well. I mean, let's officially start the program. So we kick it, and then Katrina Tinya Mali Yalama and Shamia. Okay, very well. Maybe all right. But just keep your messages coming. I mean, keep your comments coming. We are going to be sharing them live on radio, and of course, yeah, we live on Facebook now. And of course, if you are following us on Facebook or on TikTok, you can drop your comments as well. Yes, Selma, Selma, I do channel. Orana Zoe, yes, Chenti, Selma no face me. Arabu to the show man, Arabu to ticket, number 2 ticket. So she to Sanda. Oh, now tickets by having number of the wash you can come Santa no show. Fast my energy face, can I get your number? Okay, no problem. My number Kulula Laha 02084229982. Number Balakoko Pigaya 02084229992. Rashid Nipian and Nicha goes on the comments. My car, you are a problem sharing. Alright, very well. Let's pull this one down. And then we officially start the program. Neya Saya. And that's the roar of the lion. Wahlama Koban and Neya Saya. Didi Kabasaria. Nedundon no Kopalaga Telegaswara Kuntitwale. Nabaka Chinchi, no warme Wumulu, no Zubas, Lurga Payoko Karzati Karagalga Galia Bole. Then Yeshambalamaka, Wuntang Yapu Pandaka, Askidilo, Pandelaka Bukata Nabayala. Napima for Labali, Wambongasia. Didimaka, mine, of course, Tumpo Jabaro Kujurana at the Tamla. At the Real and Wundan Kadar Kambinaza, Hanos also the Dabs Masa Hashel Kantira, the Suka Pibu the Puna, Suka to Habu the Puna, Jan, the Kasupang Puna Kananga, Lajim Samanya Matan, Mamang Banya, and Fan, and Nangaba, and the Lepinang Masa Hagabada Yakati Katabang, some Kafam Katamalata Subiso Mitia, Unaganglan at the Tamlan, Kadaria, O Yada, O Nangapuna Karanang Mata Paya, Katasuru, Nurichakati, Kutulun, Mamada and Chakata Lapser, Gansam, the Pabana Jaman through the Madison Kang. Bonfanga Banama Sababia Punetalatam Poka Papam, Yomakagba Baby Kantanga Kababa Pirgapa, Kayagba, your most authentic and of course most educative entertaining weekend show. Nana Barkanang Apiwa Punia, Tanang Gafara, Tankura Banang Yadanatus on a program Manana Barkanang Benyavia Pune, Kachakatamin Bazan Habiel Tapchan Kantanga, Insha Allah Rabbi Rahman, Tapabanam da Duma, wanted to Dabsilomana Sam Mahale, at the Yesakabiti Dalafi Punabankala, Findumana on Tamba Alafi. Do young Tabana Bando, Shipton and Puna Bando, Tung Pansibi, Pamba Young so well as Lagana Tanaman with him now. Amia Rabbi Rahman, and Yulamuna Mohammed Hafiz, the trend of Walamaji face, the most relevant, Afama Mankansha Adapal Hafiz Labala, and Charles and Nekatiga and radio T Sashal Angbama, then Catabol majority radio. Program Metabolum and majority chat show. This is the most interesting weekend program, the whole of the 5 regions of the North Yard. The Chakaranga Lajua. Chachu Ngomanya Dom Bangara all the way in the upper west region, upper east region, Boga Yahalmatubila Nimani. Yes, I have a friend in Bokudi Kunungoma connected or TikTok and connected to speaker. Katazoro Palmas on Yang Palda, Yang Palburu, Mr. Alasan and you Yulma. Ulanyang po connected speaker Mazan to Katazoro Ganda. I mean, that's how we always do. Kanache Bandwell to sell me in terms of Ankaramin Kumazaha. I mean, you to Awala Karapuna Karga, Mala Yitala, and also had the program or say Yalman the whole Kargano connected with Zalburnia. I mean, Laka program one under Poka Pabang comes a Hanang Pangmanga, Kadwell program, and of course, Kali, Dalirka Nirbo Pangba Wumdele. Program, I mean, station man Yadaka Yesolarata, one thing about Facebook, Matan, the Amar Habakapura Kaparia Pamni Bufanga, the Lanyala Kashab Dwelter on TikTok. So many people come on Isco, come on Top Shata, come on Isian, come on Wash, come on Irin Dasu Bintu, and of course, Ntepa Muba, I mean, the Yusuf, Nirbo Pamela Ban Dwelti, Katuka drop a message, France Man Banyala won't dwelti, drop a message, Selmanyala won't dwelti, drop a message, and of course, Zidane Banyala won't dwelti, CND Space, and of course, highest bigger, Bazahanyala Ban dwelti, Agbanatu dwelti on TikTok, yeah, and of course, Arayan, or Yelman the trend that the most relevant, watching you live from Qatar State, Lalakan Yarama, Nirbo Pamela Ban Bekantang Se, Kashabi Yoma, Kakbawati. I mean, you can join us on TikTok, and page Manyala G Face the trender. Thank you so much, yeah, and of course, can I Facebook page near Majority Radio 98.3 FM, can I frequency 98.3 FM to Dunguna Tamango Tangpunumin the Tangpangwa and a fond on the Zaha, and be Kona Kalkam, and to Battle Lima Soya, Nana Barkanang Apune. Yes, zonya la Saturday kama tempo sham. Badina nankanye sana zante kukwalngo mabi radio tisa bi program ma every Saturday like this from 2 p.m. Hala katete kwa kama 5:30 6 p.m. balama. Te zang la entertainment yetu azang de trana kadanye discussing. I mean we look into the industry ma and yetu ashel dem biana kabor kagawo. Sometimes we make the topic dependent on the trends ma. Sometimes we try to correct the industry. Sometimes katelehre nyanya. I mean don't kunang katanye stakeholders ma. Denem bian kanye yel moksa da baka ba trendera kate create space tele malala yetu amazang zaria den katenang de every weekend katenan nang de. And of course sometimes the nang de with entertainment headline stories kanachi entertainment discussions ma kanachi artists on te biane kamal yillebi kamal project kabono pass through program ma tenang de zan hazang de traya zungo dabsengo program ma entertainment review discussion segment ma we going back to look at last weekend ma Saturday kaman dabsele shel don ko bon den da garla den da nan Ghana za hakaso kam yarde yetu a den da zan nong northern region za hakaso kam yarde yetu a den da nan tamal haka so kam yardi yetu a ay tamneti Ghana France gadam da sang local ansuya en te bon rude boy kam non concert jabgo ala jali ma Mospo Stadium lela concert ngoma nyala den nan kara tungel dunia za hatu to Nigeria hal silmen tang si programa yetu ala nyala den nan. And of course within the course of the week ma nirbo pam nye sahatu yardi yetu a bad mal bukata neto Rizzy Kettins ma again on that show and discussing nyanya what it mean to the industry ma den kam da nang ni mane kan nang fe nyalanga den dag den kam gulgezel kamal malzale de medanan ka bor galmi bi fibu de zaha katellele I mean to the detail yeah. So for that reason Malam Minister Sohina Shahran, who is going to be joining us in the studio, and of course Prince Chenti Wuni Sorini in the studio, Kate Inspector Hassan Dablee, Ogbanyala Nguyen joining it. I mean, these are intellectuals who do justice to any topic relating to entertainment or socials. Dita Nang Kabanye the chance to speak on it. Yeah. Trust me, this is the best we can get for you as we serve you a very spicy weekend on the show, ma. But before Katana Kana with entertainment discussion, ma, headline stories be related stories Shanga Donko Yina. I mean, Nzangpa artists be Bansepolo, quick one ma to kuyen zanga mo gukule. I mean so hala ma to wumi na makasi usanya la ngumbi naler gumbalama. And earlier today tela wumi ya nuri nyala ngumbi saflugu biza wun ngumbalama obiala saflugu secondary school bi pongta malambalama hajia fataya malu project shale and lela project ma nyala den neither makasi no performing right the nakubia na mbalama sanja na makasi. But another headline story shale nyala then involve makasi 69 kinma we might be talking about that one ma ya. Another one shale den kana kamal bukata na tekahgal zangta nyala Ghana Northern Music Awards nama antuti na waragba alakawle na shoot a video zante records ngundadi Upper West Artist of the Year ma. And of course nta halala yetu alangoma danye I mean argument pam halka nirbo pam daba sati ula ka Ghana Northern Music Awards kabang mar video to records for what reason dinyelo ndadi Upper West Artist of the Year ma lala nyala ka SBO dadi Northern Region Artist of the Year lala nyala ka subara di Savannah Region ka suradi Upper East Region ula ka baba mar video na mterba ba explanation ma danya mani I mean, director Anas and non Kwarse no ubarma no ma video to one of the winners, and it looks like ngumama lenses ma catch me with records, and that's why Ghana Northern Music Awards cover partner with ngun director Anas na cover ma video ma zungo tinyo official statement from the platform ma from the socials ma wo retene kaman video shalbanda promising the ma records ma benyala ban starter ma bo, and very soon video ma nyala den ready, and of course kabayen yele nzangti records fans ma industry ma zaha. So director Anas nyela ngun shoot a little video ngoma. So video man and ready very soon. So put your ass on the road for that one. It's going to be a very big project. It looks like records selected la uban ni triyile shale karashin nya kamania artist ngunda contested in an overall artist of the year category ma kala win Upper West Region Artist of the Year ma no uborma no introduce yile shale karanyala kama no lala yila ngoma being the being zangdo tre the king of Upper West konku. No, he's going to be introduced as the king, the rapper of the whole northern region ma 5 regions of the north ma nilela yile kaba bahrungoma. And he promised that yila ma de ni drop ni nirbo pamnyala banyen satel, and of course nabamba satu nguna nabazaha no gute do lelaka records. And of course it looks like director Anas ba mini video ngoma pa tenye irin set ma bumpun arrange set ma short katananya, and it looks like it's really going to be a very professional and a mind-blowing video. So ten no gohlen nyanya diti yina dinyala ten nang pam jale ten nang pam jale dinyala te karle pya yuao kate karle pya yuao. All right, them bianam bala yi records min Ghana Northern Music Awards nampone. Another one sheldon kananyala Big Chief and Friends. Yes, Farland program la Big Chief and Friends ma na yala den nang. I mean last Thursday ma hambala. Unfortunately So wulan kunyala ngunde ne mal nyeful kamara alafi la patima de neto nang. So it is a good one and a very good thinking aile kantanga. So farlan minuti ma big ups to you. And program ma ben tele branch especially this one. Bra bolemeni fugu ora night. Fugu ma nyala te bang ma sheltin yarma. Yeah. So ada ale dekuma mean everything. They centered it on tradition and culture. The backdrop ma pasada bien mi kabanang man borbehe ka nyar a feel of culture in the whole event setup ma. It was beautiful. And of course, there are no happy day Thursday, man. Bala can actually sittings, ma. Tickets, Daniel, them be tables, ma. Daniel, 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000. Very standard tables. Ada jin 10,000 table. Agmana bangna jin 10,000 table. Mala yiterlan so alaja bio. Onyala Absonic motorbike dealer. Yes, kabmalu brand yendi ni yongo. I mean, one that table 10,000 table, ma. Chora ma da ya rozo so bra ko dite ma halte tata kapun ma bra bla mi be no to sham. Yes, I'm ya den bongo big chief and friends label branded caps and balam. I mean program had that one Sheldon kananyala. Yes, Farlan and woman of Nsanyala video shell Kanaya Farlan was supposed to be in Savulugu last night 5th June in Balama. I don't know how far with that one man. Never video be pictures about the show, but Farlan was supposed to be in Savulugu Suhalama. Dinan can confirm the program ya. I'll let you get it by Monday. All right, another one dan kananyala Mufti in Gushegu Mufti. Yes, Marga star man yala ngusabi Gusha Swahalama. Unfortunately, ka sa la program anta habasa ko pille ma chantono biara ka sa samle. But Mufti promised that Okoto kana Gushala kaba mito France mabi kaba perform taba. So he has promised to stay back in la program taba yongo. So nirisa nan ka be show ma pune kapun that ticket kan ye stamp nyunku kwa mama ka stamp ma ban yahe ka zang le kana badinin ka asa ka ticket be ka stamp so nyunku bom time cd kana ba reduce le me I mean reduce the claim bala ma dagba man kwa ba he na ba varza ku bom ten Ghana cd kana tipi enye Mufti no ko ba dem to me and it's going to start very community gala games zungo dab selengo kar launchera o mala an event ka bola ne tumala na community gala games constituency ma zan hatan sedem biane pisho karga mamanga ya polo de tan kwansa ma zan habala ame en ye fondo etansi ka ba ye football team ma ka ba me gala matches zungo dab selengo kar yen launchi la community gala games ma yen launch la pisho astrutef park ma pour ne kar yen nang it looks like la park ma na kar yen mi so event man yala don host a whole lot of dignitaries MPP Kwamba Banyala Banyan party chairman regional chairman and Tapai regional executives machanga o collect MPs nyala banyen joining kana change constituency ma executives and tapa former state ministers bezan hanyala I mean banyen joining lala program ma so wherever you are around Kargama nyimpang ma mga ka to joining lala program ma zawon ngo biya no kurgata so tun kuji sa hashelengo I mean den nyala dem pilia very well honorable Anta Tumalana community gala games manyala den launch rezongo dabselengo okay very well lala den ma bagaria another one shall ninyela I mean ne dozo event sanyala ban organize dance competition mbami event man non chapolo nyara the pictures mini de banyara ka ko poster trust me the man la I don't know whether zozo be no forma yulma bon kware ne ma chapolo ma prince tema no zozo bia yendi swelma shelwa bia twonma kaba zozo oh zozo okay zozo okay to no be even dance competition and yellow pictures but so organizers ma in it to be any of you is watching be any person who was around la event marker watcher I mean you can flow me in with some of the information but the pictures gonna and it looked like it was a very well organized event ka crowds have been ipa dance competition in yele an annual dance competition in yele ni swala marker salana and then bishamar mala research and yelanga I wish it is part of my stories this okan kuzangle nangma so if you are watching and you have gist of that one ma anto follow you in let me put it to my listeners and those interested in entertainment. Yeah, all right, very well. The biggest information be expectation from an artist in Shawanyala Macasio. Macasio is promised to unveil artist so oyenzana community non programmer and to take a fancy gadam showman rani bia alahre Macasio Daniela will drop a flyer indicating that onyala wenji artist sona niruna me ami Ghanaian artist ko yenjina Nigerian artist ko yenjina American artist in ye new be South African artist tenaba bang badang mala alkawli ma dagba mana asbre dale makasio ne unveil on yen jisona ma nirba pam na gbla nguma na rude boy Dablee P ma ko yen zangna Mr P. It looks like the man la na galse shabiyal ya na Asake ka shabiyal ne Burna Boy ka shabiyal ne Davido ka shabiyal ne Blacko ka shabiyal ne Yema Yaya, but it looks like around 69 ma min ban close to Zola the man la ban zoxer ban wal shama P Square Dablee P ma Mr P the man la nguni yankana makasio mele jima no zongo ko en drople Saturday ma mi paya have they already gone tena banye yulema tena banye on dropper la bio dropper kan na ba wom enta no dana ban so kam na lere ma I mean so fa am believe an nirbe visit makasio wo kama ngar million times on dabselo so kam go la official announcement ma na kana ya, but the fact is that makasio yelme no obormo no show as to you know kashu ma yen nan being next year career, it looks like Makasio is geared for a show. And Lela show mami, it is not going to be Makasio alone. To put your information the makabiyara. I mean, Swell and the born no deal sham. Nirban no reading no deal sham. 69 fans, mama mangaban no reading no deal sham. Tenanguna, we are still cross fingers, asking Lela questions ma. Who is it gonna be? Whoever so is gonna be, I think is gonna add up the industry vibe ma, the industry energy ma, and of course the competition would again intense from that one ma. So tizahana ku Karla makasio woma netinyanya ngun ko jirna to te chele zel tin na banyelema ton gohuru nyanya on yen zang la den woma zang untisham very well. Another one sheldon kananyala rich kid nyala ngun draw official on drop official flyer indicating that Osho shall undaya no yunungoma really the show is coming on now on the Zantinyevia Pago on the 26th of September. I think the date has been confirmed by Rich Kid. Didn't get Trouble Youth concert man. No nyala antuti no that drop album kabol and the Trouble Youth and Trouble Youth album man nyala them perform very very well. Especially like Ali the socials, my reactions man has been very very great. So he needs to do a party on that one man. Date man nyala 26th. So mark the date on your calendar. Rich Kid is coming inside the stadium. And to in a Rich Kid on that stadium who first time it was the biggest statement made by an artist in recent times. Yeah, number madana very crazy until ka Chatawali mini rude boy show kana Rich Kid dana gbobla that record of having the biggest number in the VIP arena at the stadium. Yeah, I tell you no lie. This time around ola announce no nyala ngun labrana ya nirbo pam no boar boar shelma can Rich Kid have it again just like the last time ma, because last time man first time ma, it looks like that was why anticipation ma dan high ma. Okay, has he worked enough? Has he produced enough to get the numbers ma? We wait and see what the pregnant night would give birth to. So to go Rich Kid then ma, but me Rich Kid nyala mamal interview. Maybe let's look around maybe Monday, Tuesday channel. You know the weekend is here and we are not having a program tomorrow. So Monday, Tuesday channel is possible coming Rich Kid Katapohayo Studio ma. So you already know there are so many things hitting around Rich Kid, and of course we need to explain it. Yeah. Bonfanga. All right, another one Sheldon kanaka relate to entertainment kele nang sar nyala tra kon la tutuzo pa dogba aljuma Sheldon garma kada da nang wona sister muna katara bindu bundo me muna to Yunus Ladi onyala ngunda kon onyevel aljuma Sheldon garma o min sister Z nda chan komase nda chane kofori du program nang bo cho demanda nyala ka bo boleba na kana te demle kabala chen lele chendama ka lori shel puno onda bima da nyi gamo katatuzo pama min mama da kon onyevele to lela kulungu mandara nan den da dam nirbo pamma den nan kura chen kofori du ma kofori du dagban banna no kofori du nan ma san hada agbaya na den nan ku kanna ban sanama ban sanan bala ban nirin bala ma so ne ban su dang ma kada sam so ni mane inta hadan ma gbara nan yadda ka sati kada da sam so asbre dalma lela kofori du ma kada ali san kulma talena kablo abwa atala ta yingo o yin Sheldon ko be nyu hanama nda ni pag al zumba dalla ala mishi dalma kada di nan addu'a lala addu'a ngoma nirbo pam da nyala ban yina ntin dabonia pam kadang ma yana tapo ka pa pam. Yes, first and foremost I think that the mabe banda you kofori du the samson tapo ka pa pam dagbana bi shirbola bi abi na onen na ma dagbana pin ko tama ndo na chelten nang ban yinde bezan hada banda amin banda gbo kulma ni mane kakana anta bian ka bu alama lu'ay kala bian ka addu'a ma nang nabu kulum bala so braba chenjale to mabe banda you kofori du ma na tapo ka pa pam ban lawe ta paya ban na lawe ta sur ban nam da duma no lab samba tuma shahay na alafi kana ce dangma bagbara nyala bang pang pam ne sunsun bulma nyohane sunsun bulma wasa malan yin sunsun mane nika addu'a ma da nan kana ce movie industry ma I mean they were well represented and again in yel ne la movie industry ma mal kwang man pam mal nang ban yin pam yel ne pa su ka yen lam be lan de le me vien yelenga de zo be lam ma da nyela den nang pam and I'm even to my disappointment ma da nyela sister muna da bi yila pu ne gare movies pu ne because movies pu na soundtrack ko to nang pam ori be apie movies pam lela ba yila ko yil pam ba disappointment ma da nyela artist pam da di kanimane so movie actors ma da di kulma ba bi kulma ne ni mo gare artist ma apart from old artists bambi movie industry ma pune kaman Ahmed Adam Afatu Firu Prince Okla banandati nzu de pune to anyway de zan hada kunyala du akatel amno te me pa yana te sister pa te sister ma mini te pa ma nyala nguyembe Rahma pune na ozomo na baka chutale artist ya banda no okay cha nyingo nyala shele and it looks like so many people are not happy with it denenye te mabeba nye ban sama na changni mane Makasio Fancy Gadam and Tapa Israhim and Mudassir a radio presenter at Dagwan Radio Nyala Ngun Shelley Karamala Nirba Pam the Banang Banyasam personal Halam Mamanga the Banang Banyasam that Kuluman Ran can Nirbazan about Kunzu Chana can Nirbazan about Adwa Chanma ko non program yalne explainer banda kanani mane nabantilla Shelley ko explainerle ko explanation mang man la kaman halba da do Allah harma uzangle to competition puni and I think that that's very unfortunate kumiye to adin yalla kamsa hade samsane te ye piar go puni de samsane te ye cloud ye sende puni son kongo mama son kongo pama son kong obima yalla kamsa hakati nang de karnye industry ngo puni te ye le kachale it is not good shaban na bin intamna ma shaban bi chi wa puni ma de zang de lendre boyule be de create controversy a do Allah ka competition en yale to go there alone kada adam kon utala nira ko nintam sa hako wo ozo ka letu ga de saya do kunku ka tu bwa ko no to zango jirle jale that's okay who needs money when someone is dead untom changta nang ma ka kom lagara ka patama ne bada duwan bon a chan ku yilte tishele ka kulma ka tama amma mansura la na wona dan pala la nirma dere paga ditiem paga ka be soksuma nan pune lela zo ka ba tra addu alare nyen da dua konte la shelma yem mal kulma in farma kulma mal de manara ka dua ka zeni manama so don't make it look like the family was interested in the money anya apunche ka bema chiri pune nkole kariali competition fanse garam telango ka makasio tongo ba mini makasio ni labna ontongo no it's not necessary you have done so well that kuluma sahama aratele focus ka so many people got informed about kuluma and the details from you. That was a good one. Kaso kamanda tele attention lera but pumpo acha makaniro bang nara biela repune dalira but ka kuluma anda shaha ara borma na zangle distract so ka zangle nsati appeal so this sama and anang ben sama I think that you got it wrong on that one making it public bi da bora bra be zang lagar mata bi bra be mala shawara dama ka kuyili dang ka dang pyamanya so pam solo dadi nang de la dama la lan chatti yai and I'm told that this one in ya next time I'll tell you that I'm told that I am from a respectful home sabshi ka yina tutuma ma ne beshama chakabanyara an yi yelshel na atuma ma pune chakabanyara sabde pune agbaabio there are certain things you don't say it or you don't do it radio be entertainment so tesora tutuzo pama na chakaranyelo voya na chakaranyelo bila rahma pune insha Allah rabbi I think that don't cook kanambala kanang related to entertainment be kan yetembala zo is Hassan yu pam ami yoko be de zo to ko start la programme en chen ka go ko kanna because Prince Chenti woni nyala ngon jin yu pam de zo to start a programme Mr. So hina shahrango no bu join it la lead like he has always done but dinin ko gwadan kandana I mean tinzan pahe face man you need to warn that small guy I'm talking about Odikoin no the gargio kwimi ogwa for no use no mala program ogwa for no use mama mi yo lenya buyi ai nang program kan nu beri punu be ka zang yul nang le la kan ni ro gba pap dola o mi de man lo ku to zang man no program so show peace social but there's an incident that really happened and I'm surprised that small boy is talking about it. So could you yare chele karba garia zan yare pai dembala na la zo katinya nya den yen nang sham mo fanga so tunku yen nang sham bala tin lehla I mean social den da nang prince don na jinin sunsun wakati nya because den nang ka Isa Hassan da piano ma Isa Hassan mi tama table no kanna so Isa Hassan awum da combien mi ka bara so de ka problem combien mi de guru pam ka na piano ma de zo to start le programme street katinya di nan ka join it en bazunguna un try me no zunguna we are going to be reading more comments and we are going to be reading more messages from a personal handle ma number ma 0244 966835 0244 966835 I join a conversation ma anto to my message na Facebook ma ba anto drop a comment ni TikTok ma anto drop a comment. We're talking about fancy gadam social onda nang over the weekend ma then and any fancy gadam rude boy adala jali mama sports stadium a lot of what is happening including a song yila ma have big song that you let them drop people are already dancing to that song ma and they are making about it their original BTC. Yes, thank you so much yeah, and of course Zidane, thank you so much. And tepa bank comes and hadwell program atin lam na tan karon comments ma fin yelenga. Yes, Prince to won punyara ngunjene Prince.
Yes,
sir. Masa karabiula.
Ala favor.
Ka yung masa biula.
So come
ka office ma biula.
Office so.
This time around don't la full de be office ka pa kubi.
This time around office ka kubi.
Oh, okay.
Because mommy parlum sahan name pilma so tana prepare me to engage the farmers ma.
Oh, okay.
So na kubi office nong the administrative work.
Yes. How you are? Okay, very well. That's fine. Okay, like we always do. Chakatapile, I mean, even anything has happened within the course of the week, that has caught your attention, either social, either political, be personal issues, like our body, no authorities, you can use this space and do that one. Makatana to topic, man.
Yeah. To Limborn and pick up for Hikapai, to Changlana. Nta hangunin titi ala fe kate kanata jindu wani bakwe kam niti zang te gbana malishal zang te solo kapuhi majority radio starting from the management, you as the general manager ni staff mazasa rule nyumbe control room maka cheka ben shaka mpare ban uni social media face nta ha last week ma be week ngoma Tamale has been hot.
Very hot.
Very, very hot. And so the Chamubamba me, which particular issue that I want to speak on. Very, very hot. Because before Fancy Show, there were a lot of issues. And after Fancy Show, another issues. Everyday issues. But then I'm going to start on a very sad note. Upon yale undibe in this had but then now some teachers of Pama number kalam omi malaika suma. Ntahanyala I lihi be perbe to ladi unkango tibla need the revenge apala do katen nong the true.
Sure.
But then unkubon yell few things name me about her.
Okay.
In terms of rule shall on play dagbang. Ma nirbo pamba mini tum shallow that tum dema he was creating direct and indirect job entre nirbo pam.
Okay.
Personally with Angela musicians from the start ma I lay omin Prince Auckland ma Ahmed Adam ma Kasim Gazon ma those days ma nta habiyila katida the pam before what's the name the late Mama Rams baza tryna sin mani Queen Nura na mi banama beber Amida to Dambada Bembla Polo Ramatufisi. I think it's been a long time can Wumlala Amida to Dambama.
Yes, would have Accra.
Okay.
Yes.
Like family many these guys, what's the name? Bimbila guys, the two guys, Tak Omega mini other guys have Faku. I think these are people Bandazal Uliti music scene man. Kabila Halbina Kunyala Banta Zungo Kabanyal. And most most of the yila nima branung delemi on karangman la biagu yetu akabda leher kayera. So I cannot lehi the late Memunatullah de ukpongo mang pam. Enta oyil sheldon da could barakar shuto yina ven yalanga omini what's the name? How do you call him? Umar Janda num nung yila Shushan boy nima banuma a lot of yila nima. Especially omini Shushan boy yila. Even though la yila ma neru pam da any copyright and danyali benda nung do yile but anung yila kare barapam amile on that tum the tum shalma. It was very, very great, and I'm not surprised ayela ni actors ma da yina pam o program mani the wuramani oku yilma the wuramani on that tum the tum shelter how they appreciate it, of course, even though sometime to that to ya station one or how she was not well treated in terms of payment changa through another ben yari then them yala ben aza din yala onda tum du tum shanga na oni en zang zo nambwa because hello nku kan wo yila nam pam yala din ye wazu zang tete bi pola anya bo duzo na uzo mu nambwa bam mi timi banda bian ma na item bandit bandem tene band so Allah. Now, social issues still on Okuyilema. Okay. Then dan issue shangada yina, and I wasn't so pleased about how then dagbulema. Okay. And the recent one was just Swahama and Balabi Dalmani. I think Swahama. Yeah. When one of presenters man make a comment, I think that's a very, very bad comment. For me, I am somebody. I lero sometimes. I'm talking about Winlala Gaima. I think radio is something that like it comes to inform people, educate and entertain. And sometimes the manna to neruma permutation console magbani their conscience is no more with them. Because kuluma nyala ben shadin yuai nirba. Kan you are industry ma kan you are mamanga everybody music lover in Ghana, and so debutu kama apun yelem debutu netemale charta aswango no could jeneg. That's the first video I saw and I felt so bad about how to need one work cloud chasing. For me no could I realized that guy is trying to chase cloud, but then akuto zang so kum nzang charchargo no at all kuma nyala de nywa family ma kan nywa so kamza so bna moner me kan yin kana to radio so trying to generate conversation around that. Come on, bumbo I am benefiting from that. And so lalata brother ma, and this is not the first time come on umo yeto I think the two no lab strategize ma kabang ni media ma ya kamatin jitwe yarma ni robe samba ne kind of very discerning kabagba irin ye platform mo bento educating yerbo vyan yalanga so opportunity katinya debutu ne tzang lai ingisir nerbo so be kama de shab answer se onto narration shanga ma zaman ku sa zang nangban yalle because one I denigrate la tama be shaban kana ku yilunga ma kama ile ku yil dagban legba ay ku chan ku yil ay bola da duati aya adua ma mi hal 5 city 2 city sky mala you can give it out ka ben sha anyale chan ku yil nzan 1 city of course ku zan bezan pon ma zale kuma 1 city ka so adua ta dan so te hal to of course so kanyim pajia karan mala like ayella yeto one first of all uchela dangman in salselipuni because me how the arrangement was done, whether as to unung direct involvement with the family, maybe sure. Opportunity using it to catch so many things on a negative aspect because an narrator so he cannot face usually tim misha I chanku yile karanyala chang manatu bo adaduati dinyala azus mo be like ijiji ni tabon kunya be iyempala shawa kabazang e paso karba de malasar ya sare ne bu jwal hal karta page di paso because nung ma dang pambo bian me so nyini jin narrative ben shango behind the scene maybe anyi shalambala you might have arbe mi fans ne pun nung ben sha even before going there makasio be other artists be other music ben yare how do you call the movie industry man abo mishab ne tap song kulma behind the scene because akab family puni so aka right na zaniel ne kama you are now turning to be the family PRO ku yildin katina min yakan wannan ka kana ta announcer like most of times in yar mun karin mana like politicians it be kuyile
Yeah.
karinyala bene nung de la wazuma agbakaba announcer zala kana nungo zala kana nungo it's fine but then ben ma na de na nyala nambusul kanyem pazang le duna radio zo until discusser like ka try I don't know whether he's trying to incite people against other people because shapum mala bamamang observation about fancy about makasu coming to say it on air is something that the tunity nirumaka to watch how to use radio malbwar fatina sham lemon yelle kanirbo pamier sham the wora my channel la video shalbum post ma the comment section so budio shara viale in terms of what you are doing
nobody's like
anya bodir nya kati yellen sura do through fine but you coming to say all these things I think don't you been shadon ku catching attention pa and it was very unfortunate and for me oy wum da beso kami wum da katabo the tuno yina tetem sandane that is not the time kayen zang so last week ma and this was something that catch my attention like ni yelma mbe intriguing for me I am not a counselor and I'm not an expert in marriage I don't want to talk about be to but then my yaram show busy to nye kati young counselors ma kabi ako gbele kan bon yara right you see sometimes we just have to be careful tamalungu ba understand hypocrisy is our number one thing diri anye southern and yellow being passer convention on wotri ayina netian tuba me like ya yara karma la hypocrisy like the zabra tetang ba jere so zabra tamazo look at what the people are doing about la issue man. So I left it for fans mama family life mbala mambuchare nearby family life but then unda yell ma the one of the chamka attention ma
consider
the timing ma was my problem with Francis Gadam but then everything is fine
okay very well you know the Prince Chenti winning and of course he has just given that a take on what he ben shadon kunang I mean can need the attention beyond opinion on the den katokole he jojo ma pumpun watin petty topic shanga ma I mean we're looking at program Sheldon Dano over the weekend ma Francis Gadam Dano show Prince and of course let's just pick it from the beginning ma I mean the idea to do a concert and Cabanole alone. Fancy that yeltemany or realize I mean interest in the industry ma and of course show numbers man the reducer no observe how to spice it up man no kunya ni tradition shall da pumbian me karajir ban se kanander man la da terba connection from not only kaba feel the park ma but again ne da chama ka other artists be other industry bigger industry come on kumasi akra na kaba discusser ba so no why not go into that one ma he tried it with Shatawale na kare chanfen yalanga and again he wanted to try with a bigger artist Cap Chenti on Rude Boy tena kukoma that decision and of course the decision to focus on Rude Boy ma if what you make of that one ma the idea and of course the decision on Rude Boy kata started with that kana arrive flute and then kana pishu ma mama yetu hapune.
Well, Face, first of all, congratulations once again to fans Mino team.
Thanks.
Tayan Yelben Shah about fans' decision to bring Rude Boy to Tamale, be to Ghana and to Northern region.
Okay.
I think Manyala one person, so following this industry for years, ma. Come not to understand that. Trang man let Yerman the bands ma ba the advice sangat. That person did fancy a very good service because right now. Fancy could have bring any other artist to Tamale. Odanto nangle haltin jango kubwar any artist come no zangna from Africa on to zangna because numbers song on yarma Ghanaian artists buto nyarla numbers ma one thing ka tele regime de tenirungo ma timizo ya pam ka nirwiya na nab kam ka jilma oya bom betin ni ma tete halaban nung de bishanga ma it is not easy face to malaban shaga to bond the mobilization in terms of project implementation kama ana ko en lasan yerba 100 na ko nung program I'm telling you ba mini yarban shaga understand ka appreciate ka ko last nearby 100 karinya la boku jira bija ka en glingma washi kan tarba zasa no bin la'am karinya na nambia la bani afanam bia shukuru be ayan la'am ba 100 people am bang what we call mobilization you should appreciate what fans Gadam did
especially that bani ka tara ye belagre nang ba
do you understand that
it's not easy
so the opportunity underrated a lot of bigger artists in Ghana look face No be Accra working with Studio 502. Come on, cannot respect it near more.
Okay.
Now, okay, did check a southern artist so much. Branang Bubba. Ubanum Kabe Chong Kubumang. I'm being answer Uba Chamu. But I'm telling you, Bumataban Bukarama.
Yeah.
There are two. Never live her personal life, shall. But I'm chanting never live her life, shall. I am telling you, it's not easy for them.
Not at all.
But show them, clapping them, phone cabin, you are showing them, clapping them. They will just organize. My young to Bamal clap, carbe woman in Yango, inside them.
Clap 5.
Yes, clapping them, cabin, you are be showing them.
Yeah.
But Bukuton to never want to ning the Benshangama, but they can't do it. So the opportunity underrate the efforts that fans Gadam and the team and whoever supported. Identify rude boy. Near from that, oh, ne be like changla down. What do you mean by that? Are you in Nigeria? Are you following trend to say that rude boy yila changla down? You cannot say that because on that biani until you reason with me. Africa, the whole world, yila that trend me. Rapper like be promote but it trended everywhere. Kana kuche yili shanga on year na solo artist mbala. Otu zoloma anli be ada jabli pima anli ho nyar show shanga. Hatun ku janga ban nyar show numa. Ma after be show mo lan fly karayan show no ko lan chara.
No, of course. No,
so homework share fans mino team man da nangma. Congratulations to them once again for identifying rude boy. Kazona Tamalongo. It was something that they got it right.
Okay.
And I'm sure Tina in China, Ben Nung Ben Shama is going to bring more collaborations in terms of music, especially connected Dagbang Yila Zobu Polo.
Yeah, sure.
Right now, me rude boy in Kanata Mali, one thing that we cannot underrate is that the Zangla direct and indirect job now.
Okay.
For the youth of the region.
Yeah, I agree.
Nirbo pam yela ar show money.
Yeah, pam.
I know one guy ko be asama am be mbulu bo da yelma. No bro, oi. Yaman phone nouns we inde za askar nya fancy show mo da nan lam before chuma. We chuma nda divi. Mai ne nouns ne vikam no ra dile.
Oh yo.
Na ma show ma on da ku chanka ba nyi nirbo 10 ka ba pakar mutun ma. Ne ban yam voila shel banya ne bi voila no ku voila tma ne yel fancy ka bo bullshit so. You understand that?
Yeah.
So indirect job. The direct job nirbo pam da nyala de. Kama anda bezu sama kasuka to kwa bottle tma suzara sama. I mean, understand.
Mo ampa bisha price come down.
I'm telling you somebody, kachana, katien dal inside ma ka price ma garang may den nung la times 2. Kaya abang pro aboma.
Zo sa kasa do.
You understand? So the woram nirbo da make resources la de ma sham can translate you into their life.
Of course.
So mamina be bam be somebody. One thing I've seen after the show ma. Don't wanna pull him down syndrome, the tunity chale.
Okay.
We are exposing our ignorant, irrespective of Abiala 69 or whatever camp can be. This show was one of the best shows. Martin and Yaldi, it was one of the best shows in terms of everything. So collaboration wise, Omini Rude Boy, identifying him to bring him here was the best decision that Fancy Gadam has taken. Even Halungoma, the new trend got Omin Shatawale. Very the trend they got Omin Sakwa. That is what Maning Yale. Because on your promotion share right now from Rude Boy man. Trabinyekaf Sakwa Tola promotion. Even before show man that you were fancy aside paying Rude Boy to come. Did they pay him to be promoting the show?
Yeah,
the more that promoted the pump too much. I understand.
Hello, that promoter like come on Australian tour. Kapun dan promoter young show.
You understand? You understand? And I'm somebody like Halma in your fancy team, ma. This is something that right now you'll never be near in Africa.
Yeah.
Hale, I would not be surprised to see fancy Gadam. Go bongo yen shaman Rude Boy and chunk some of his shoes.
Of course,
how do he should do that? Do you understand that? Even whether in Nigeria or any other country, because Bantoy around the world. So the two fans team, and I see that Najinye collaboration kama Karamal Yuram Tepa Omi Rude Boy the love is too like unexpected. Even after show ma oye sub and shout. You read between the lines on user statement. It tells you that him coming to Tamale was something like the normal man so piano. And so the two fans middle team homework shalben nung ka zona the tunibla nung la homework kabang being nung sham penetrating.
Very well.
I wouldn't mind seeing Francis Gadam doing a show in Nigeria with him.
Very well.
I know he's going to
I'm sure
numbers.
the team is also pulling on that one, man.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
Yeah.
Jakatenanga Hassan Maraba, and Yaba Sanyala Winchana, not usual of him though, or even on the late program. But so, Jela, the Mayanta, Chala, Betumula Dang Yetuane, or Bula Galen of Balambla. Ne have it to play.
Please. Monday mu changlai karaga.
No,
Mami.
Karga
Program
na Karga. Open to na chimbo Karga.
Oh, I see.
You na chimbo big Karga.
Okay.
Yawas and Yacho.
Mami holiday. Benye you know so I go to program because Tibela Pontamale.
Oh, okay.
So many boss mbala.
Oh, okay.
Sharan.
Yes.
So mino njia ko tia ma no disappoint yala. Me ya no ya man sabe yala ya me ko to disappointa. So ka kole boys ma ka yi tamale kanan ta dima.
Oh, okay.
Ka merita yana. So ba ko pam na ta merita la lo rucha.
Okay.
So ban za moto na ta dima ka me gba za moto ma ndi ta ne bala na pi.
Aba to pa ya ma. Ba karga ma mi fa because karga ma gba start.
Yeah, karga ma bien. So boss yala ma gba ne dan to non ko chan karga ma we are no bana do na
we no to chan kargama no la because kargama zo nyala opinion
exactly
so no activities
then nanka dan dab sana bien ma so tanan twini ma na pam ba kiru ma be ni ma ne
no problem very well and thank you so much for sacrificing time to be here. We appreciate as always, and of course zungo 3 mpela ti lela fancy gadam social onda konoma which you were part of it from the beginning, the promotion, and of course you had a one-on-one interview with Fancy kada big program up as in coverage, meaning putting it across the world, man. But as tradition, as we always do, man, within the course of the week, man, if anything has happened, kaya kata interest, social, political, entertainment, or personal, that you want to put it across for authorities to attend.
Yeah, so tempo kapala na tetamlana. Kapo kapangon kamza sa follow regime. Mami weda ni yela shalongo. Den tamkan le zorbe de doku tamkan le zor. Barin yarla makarangman la kamane eresi kocha shale tan cultivate. Man le karangman kamane tere on cultivate levetere of harvestale. Derenyala denyan maltezasa suchi. Derenya kamane bakwema pune akanatele hensa ha traluso one of the legends. Ngonenye memunatu yuneslade temezasa mi exactly. Temezasa mi akanatele amenda onda nang instrumental sham. Zanjende to mona yila yetwa. The babamla movie industry ma because sale okaria. Opilme ase musician. So umpila ase musician ma mali yila ma kanna kate de tapa pare shara karmala kamane movie industry ma bampa male bampa nangda fana nongun pam ngare hale music industry ma and yesta aratu monete ay nyama kamane hale yili shanga on nangde in the name of movies ma gbaza sadala nyala yili shanga de maker impact in the movie industry and in life itself,
of course.
So exactly karale yila exactly so akanatele do kunko bourserma kamane ozashi naranye shale te entertainment industry ngopune and then the konko hale actor na mat min bada pohara yo tabe ala mishida la matanda chan final adu ma pune kaba mamma yara kamane bana belehere turo so the dagbanga malaba sama bana belehere turo so won to fix it into the position shale be rule shale on that player ma
sokoto la nang
because
sometimes hale beaucoup yellow movie title
the nama
now also has sometimes no be yellow story ma ko ayi actor movie shale movie ma title yala manyinta
exactly
to kawon chan ako enjime ko ti sena yila mala now so amino rara min no so yila nsene to karpa change the full script of the movie.
You can imagine
kare mun pan no shel won yen direct movie ma
don't to know nangala exactly so I cannot tell hensa ha the konko ko yartma kamane to lose down between and then I am actually crying for the movie industry because in shiraba lehere toure mun to play ala jim biane nang the tam terba ala jimi nyala do o kala pa ku kwelma wala wono to sabban wala yan yille on yin le shama because this was an artist or nimvo so yin with emotions you understand ko no to ko yile ka ku kwelma ne yilama on song le sham kar kon ko nan to ko swagani especially the emotional movie in yale zale so to ko yalma na wono zoma na mbo kalame o mene malaika suma but then nere ya I mean niam put shell out there whether they make sense to everyone or not ma that is actually personally mandelete yes we are all players and it is very important that yes a player so at the end of the day I mean nimvo so ntum no tu yini be ngum be fraternity puni at the end of the day kaman shot pago be yell the pago yes ka banyene nimvo so ngum feel sort of la particular incidential den nang ma but then the tunit me kamane to zasa ne lande antum de tun yinema the bo wohore ne to zasa nyala mabebe today no come mabebe the bo wohore ne to za nyala zore you understand there are a whole lot of people who are into radio presenting that kama nyaba manimbelongo ko bangba and there are equally people bagba nyama bakumin na min to radio understand exactly kabasha biane amine manage meeting like you as you fong as you kana ko chenim vashaba okay you ko biala to mama puna karatle mabbe o yello ko to zan ka kara puna by piana da mallati to bonna to koleme to me kolema from afar kan na karmalla kamane okay entertainment pune den de yito kulete ka yili ni nyobe presenter nyobe ngule nyo ban sha yin no de blantu ne anything entertainment dan nan I understand yabo ikole before sermanatli mabena tabana talahana taba I understand yabo kalala min den yale I understand ya the tabwarna to cultivate la particular tenwa ma den yala den yanna han tapam so tada lehra karamana kaman okay zala min zala tum la tu yine ka ban sha'atan nan wada alherin yalabe da fa alheri da jilatta lahi nuso kamza sa apiye ni mane lama da malatiam force me annan tapma I understand yabo amele ka tulen bonga kala nan ka tinyare la ko men smane yerna donc bien ma hal shabbiane karanyala kamane yibetu mama pune ye ko mi tabato tale yina jin chang chirga tabalo shel poloba o ko bien me apashele ki na men wum tabadamale as in either through music or as in through radio or through television but quite apart from that abamio from anywhere at all I mean ona jen lam anywhere at all ba so retenan kalala bannan at the end of the day it is good kataza salana until we to so sango zankpara polo but quite apart from that to go there to show appreciation and love yaranama or to say in telama holiday unkulam nang ban yarashanga then namuna I think we are taken to things too far and even putting that one aside humanity the mamanga anto yalango ka shabla hella karamana kamane abatsahara para but tinjia saha shalongo alle kamane dan nango ma tazasa ti andwala la solema
of course
so tazani andwala solema danan ka nyene voso ngundo to tsahan to tsahbala kadama la solongo ma nyala talazan tanirikam nirkam ite changla de nangra la hajiba but apashale mumen shalbe hausun on changma nangra la hajiba ma ama de blan lebagar so kandama so kane I understand yabo temeza sala anti yanyale so den yanyala ma ban sha'ayin nan nature and pabala be nature ambala so den nan Allah elsewhere many shabna men dirfila ban yina sambana ne kaban yale there is no way hale kat tumadu ngopune ka so kan tumadu ngopune ga majority reader ka yal den dal to be tuma I understand ya na bamban nan la what they will do is that den ye TV be yanzan la photo zampa apashala ka so kam akane baka tuma so be nchang holiday so ka holiday la den
they say you
so
have a social contract with the public
exactly
any business to do with
exactly
them, so up to deny you because
exactly so that is to say program dale den yala nkaname They will show, but program
of course.
They'll make sure that it comes. Understandable. That's how Benanga. And Manyala Karanya Kamana ka hankal pool and bala. I understand. My Manyala Karanya hankal pool. My Lehla Karanya Kaman, okay, maybe done the tune Yala Chanishamambala. Because this is a Chende Shalasonukutu tie. Understandable. So I think if the side, kind of deal woman, and my lead now. So I'm trying to force people to attend things bundable wheeler. Ala chunk of a wheeler, madam, mamang, by the ma wish along Kubaya. I Kabe Yarana fan Masuna, young Kalija, exactly. Then Namzasaka, Alam Quabrata, Shanghai Pune. So at the end of the day, that's what I just want to put across. But my Bima, frankly, my Minura Male, Nangana Biala Taba, and to Zasatrano, so sound with Pamnarenda, can I heighten the Bella, Honorable Tampuli young shooter, Al Zumba del Ubebe, but Rajala, Zumba dele, Asbashipa, Betucoli yell, and then drag Bartony, Tralan Catamane, Bandaku yell, Mendam Bandajia, and then it was a certain.
Very certain.
It was very, very.
I think that relating to that one, what has come up in the Kaku trend, which Prince had also shared a word or two on it, which I've also done because so many people are talking about it. I mean, a collect presenter Modasser has disclosed the amount Banzo Kulman connected Chenti, Karatemala competition in Panyele, and I have seen faceless bloggers Shaba, Banku create pages ma, Pompo Pazangle non competition, Gadam Telango, Kamakatongo, Karahim Tongo, Ngumbongo Beti, Ngumbone, Kulma Kalabna, and it looks like Pierre Pap Piela then have you seen that one?
So one of my frankly and they will let her Yarapam. So Manyale but Mami Banshana to Kunanga Manina Punaba my Carpona Manyala so Yara and Nina Mavani so many so Manyala but Ponta Malamadi Yamana Mayor on a Lajbambala because it will surprise me for someone to see on me fancy nara kana tatasham. I was there one fancy ganam came. Omi minoti manara kana a first to fair and dabe Google Galepune. So I lay haltera cave the Bansha Kamzasa. So Banda Kupana, Brad Yalla Fatufero, ka fancy me yellow, but Damata Fatufero, Labada Fansanam Pianama, or Toba Swale. So on Toba Swale. Ka beyeba maleshalazanto the palaba yehema kale the punyala dong papabe abangala bo ka yehezanto ko badi ka lead ba tone ka to kumala halle ko kana dang pambasane antagbana ka gwazante ogba afatu firo mamanga ogba kale so mime kamera afatu firo mamanga ba mila shaldante so man sane I am bang la shell fansanam nete donc na dang pa mama na dima ka bakala ka bohaba ka yala be abohala fansanam mama ka yala mu katrazante mini yara shell wa dam la video
I've seen the video
exactly
so
la kunyala
you lancele ha video
exactly
actually there was a time that
kalaba bakala ko yema zanto ko me balide nchang tagbana zanta ba den ka banan nang be yan shell kala yiksara dan da ko nang ba so afatu firma mama me bandata sham so there no man la japa but la particular one ma it was shama ben ne shabat ta pia de fune so things just sasha
you bladen wa
the bi the bacha
so now okay very well yes in your Hassan te paya na agbana san share jan petungoma chakatiri pete program apone I mean Prince to won punye a bite on there I mean preliminary status ma denye fancy ganam da no concert asabre dalma and rude boy ko zangna tena ko bonne te paushare nyala the decision I mean to fancy ganam bela nang the show konko be in odayal mene okpa ma bankar man la yila be show na ma korsi chang la tanga no menye yila lana so ne shi o lenya nyo ye mal les sham no sa wara pour ne karman la shelda pom bien ka nang de le kar chan fe nyala ga denye brazang de banse imparba mangzo ka kanna no one ne da charma ka pa kan ma cher fe nyala ga yima da la nyala ban shabam bi kan tan sma gbara nyala ban terba zana ka terba jilma to de lampa de zo nyala ankara media ma da nyala bitin nang show ne ba ma bi artist ne nyala ban ter la za ne den min man la da dara la ka show na map ma. For that reason on labtin ye bang po humang so kabna no kon kunu to kun show but no ben nang de lele o barun wala spicy industry ma ora try do wali ni karmala de changla fen yalanga and of course ko lan labta ko rude boy kana lala decision ngo and the lala idea ngo and the decision to center on rude boy wala kanya san chang de polo shabi la no da no la 2 rigs shabi da no ko perlu manga be an individual pride ko borno build den kanya de pone.
Yeah, so I cannot like kamane what happened on la particular day ngoma Fancy Gadam is one artist so te za sapum mi amen onion involso and I think it is very important that za sana to mama day in day out kata bwande to mama vin yalanga especially fancy you industry ma puna pam so change your sasha unbelievable kamane if there's one artist or one industry person who has seen it all when it comes to experience and everything wise, Fancy Gadam is one artist so don't doubt it and they can experience in this particular entertainment industry. Exactly. So alle kamane tuntumnema the tumaka tumda kap bahanda tumama and then ang bahanda tumama the tumani alang kanan the soloma bahanka na bazangsam ka to karandam bang bahankal ne belo shel polo bahankal ne rabor shele ne ba mamanga sobi puna ang pam karangan la kamane marabor ban sha so tanji ya sa shelongom dan tuni a big industry ngo puna ato bahandam bala and then alle kamane a northern artist is not just like that of any other way artist namnanya kamane someone whose work is just to go to the studio record a song ka buhan le perform ba ka le perform and then ka nobody book ro concert nama these are artists ban you ko catch elsewhere because banjala ne voshabe quite apart from even entering the studio to do music kala yena to performer lama they have to become organizers by themselves again. Exactly. So that is what differentiates northern artists from any other. Lala zongle shanga den yan nang ka event ma to organize. Zongle shanga den yan nang ka lagle shanga den yan pier pune. And quite apart from that, hale event organization ma pune. Ayan nang shamhala katike nam dan to kwahe. Den nam zasa de jila northern artists ma zo. So tunji sa shelongo. The worama na anya northern artists. The tunongwana ma zasa ato buhanle. So abuhanle kanan to bang ayan strategize among sham so that sahashale comes as a winner. Understandable. And this I think Fancy Gadam has been able to read from Soloma Mama Mine Pune. Atum tumaka tumama tetai the tunabana tumama taya. Exactly. Then make and up when Yelbako Shangaran Garma that Tumango is a creative art. So then your creative art ma sahashale comes as then yaladan tara. So let the tapio kona shalakang yung kutu ta'dwale. Ay nyamaka atabachanka cha tumama pune. Understandable. Deme patun shalakamane an to ku yasake nanyi yam pertaman nang re banyar shanga. Anto tapar nang at the end of the day karbachang and the borla shang. Win and mami ka so kambor na win. A winner at the end of the day. No, bah kadang bang kunur la kwa.
No, ma yetu asha bi odi te kana. O zalo ma wonsa ko kuledra.
No. And you were some for no pass. Find out.
Kaza mo wonsa ko ka kunyura.
So I cannot like I let fancy observe permanent observation pune nye kamane.
Nirbi ya odumalo mala attitude shel karmala da so do bi ya no yu obor lagrama. So nirni betumane ka bor lagre like ka bor enfant tuma wa pune ayer ko ni moy kar hirbe pune man pa understand pam so na understand ma halba yara shanga bene kan to yare nirba pam ka o min ko nan ban sha ka nirba da expected ni za yana ta criticize ka ta ba criticize ka ba lerlo we shale but you know tuma ma it goes beyond come on ban belo sel polongo
Lagarmanye the reality. Lagarmanye reality ma. Understandable. Not us in getting the money to reinvest. But possibly, we all know in 20, 30, 40 years to come, they may not be this active again.
No,
so at the end of the day, they yanto bubu badarja nebo jilma nebo valuma antabati and yela la shali to aton kuyerma. So I had to play it for free people. The last Sahama was a pamna buhara ka to lavsi. Understandable. Exactly. So it goes beyond. And then near comes as a winning investor. Or but Sahara can near comes as a woman investor. So henceforth, then Canyon involves so undil or a kakul and another yarashanga pony. At the end of the day, you need the kakul and another puma. I let him come on. So comes as a young boy. The strategy comes as a anya implemente. Ka la particular lashella uncle nangma lamina. I am take of course. So Hal Soloma even your meaning in it. Caralera Brana Manga. Because it is you removing, it is you investing. Understandable. Exactly. So I cannot tell you initiative shall on that it was one of the greatest initiative shall on them take. And then I'm just rating it as equal as on that take of first step shall in Chanton concert at the Mama Sports Stadium for the very first time. La particular risk pin that balama. Hale in an interview tendajan and that bole. I understand. Mamba non too sure of the to champ but at the end of the day, Kakuya, let me do this. I understand
it was a big risk.
Exactly. Omina Bonama can never in to tap song. Alam Baratama believe that the pastoral tap song.
No, the
Orana
wait, Brana, Nyambuna, Haldrata could then do Magana, Madana Gilmal Barama.
Exactly. Orana to Quaban. By the end of the day, you can imagine. So I think it is clear. And then on now testify to one the yellow shell.
Okay.
Then can you fever in polo?
Okay.
Because lie to Angoma try gene pianum yarle. Kabayatane Pumponga Kabampanyar Lacre. Try to Jinum to Yerbama Camarea. At Session to discuss can yare fans and Nigerian to take a strategy shelle. Ka so come here rather than my Kavia. Tonko Yiko back. So I think that was one of the great initiatives she don't take.
Very well.
And at the end of the day, it's a Sandra expected in the chance. But Panasonic told me no camera, Honda expected in the chance. Like that chama. The so come expectation.
Yeah, of course.
So comes as a expectation there.
Of course.
And this is what we call him for.
Very well, because I'm 2 minutes now was can lemna prince Seneca. I mean I cannot dig from the rude boy factor.
Yeah.
People think that okay, rude boy came. Pumpong umpa kanama to assessing yenya fancy gadam risk ma. I mean, did it pay? Could it have been a better person? Could it have been another person? Be rude boy man when you're the best person. I mean, on that one should focus on ma. Because it looks like there are other 3 people they were other 2 people including rude boy they were considering. So I the rude boy decision woman the best.
Yeah, so rude boy decision ma was actually the best.
Okay.
And then the best for so many purposes.
Okay.
Though nearby kanda leheraka kamane the rude boy can you Mr. P lehermaka dokwenye the same thing. Understandable. Because tazasara poleme nim peace square kanna halfan come da poleme kamane peace square kanna hal min fans gadang bam you so be kamane peace square kanda ko zana no asen when you yila nyang do p but represent la baza because that was the very first time katinyen involved bayan yaba any one of them in Tamale. Understandable. So come that parliament kamane peace square kanna. So the very factor that so napong na even during their prime and spotlight time do konko yartama kadama one of the biggest decisions shall or they were the very best people to be able to make this particular mark shell don't come make ma. I understand ya bo.
Okay.
Because I lehe kamane ada yushanga den yer na ma. La yuya ngoma zasa. One way or the other la yuya ma ba shabanya la den for shabe banna men fun kana mbala. Kamana yel no whiskey na men kana. I yel ni let's say Davido ngun kana tamal buiza sa. Do right after bakanda na ma bazasa yel ni for shabe banzuzu papa ka brand ma papa ka ban shaka zasa papa exactly. But regardless I cannot lehe kamane rude boy bamma tabane lo shanga polo banzaya tsenji sa hashelmo the konkonyela one of the great decisions shall bandana to take it because I'm not sure that dry nye Davido at the end of the day be whiskey at the end of the day monetary wise bandaya ndi shamka mongo yandi I mean me tontum to mama show business and yale so hala akulle karaman la kamano okay nazang kwa mo dan to quenching taste but shele biene kan no to zan de ba let's say pure water biene kan no to zan de ba kara quenching taste understandable desire kula the same purposes but wonang la expensive garango showbiz wise I go ila for woman understandable exactly so desire sari kula akunurukum but pure water nang la lesser than bottled water understandable meanwhile annually differential kara pone so I cannot tell rude boy yene dana to kana tete number shele on tetongoma ikole ka whiskey be Davido banu to kana be Benner boy no to kana tete same number then price wise and the business wise going in for rude boy the anyala ben shadan to na up to 4 understandable maybe leher karanye kamandia nye Davido whiskey be even Benner boy trana nye more numbers than thing ye shelango ikole the kwanyala possibly the same numbers
some people are happy with that man
the same thing man do kwanyala so dan kan yerma business wise showbiz wise this was the very best person so banzana and I told le kamane ba iconic status match ale alle kamane rude boy these are people who are about to finish banchan labanaba ma so banchan banaba ma de nyala factor in 5 years and 6 years whiskey namnanto bane graduate tamanan tele rude boy ma ka fancy na mal opportunity no zangbana but in 5-10 years coming rude boy in banguna be an kurugara machana so then to ta papa reshala ka kutulan zambana understandable because bagbargia bakurgia but whiskey number name jala rude boy iconic moment na mama fune kana mal opportunity to bring them again so I cannot tell factor and pamka nirna no to lehe ka dwell on that this particular one ma was the best decision
very well Mbonfanga so many people are admiring your submissions on program as well the boy official here in the nice submission there is Hassan so many people Shabli Yarla ning parama yetwa nanado ning parama no not you mal but it so yeah ning parama no ma le jakai Nika kwale yina ma asa zulu wa wando chialega. All right, yes Prince I can love Hassan ka agbazang tenyen sang sheleenzang toy. Now it looks like you all agree with that decision was okay business wise, industry groove wise, and of course artistic mama benefit. I mean all centered on Rude Boy Ma was the best decision. Let's look at his coming. I mean o kandena o arrival at the airport ma, and of course unannounced flute Sheldon Danang ma because tell agumi ane Ora Yelman fans ma bankuze Jubilee Park. They will just pick him Kazamba Paba na Jubilee Park and then Kabachang 2 selected or 3 I mean Chief Palace. Te normally but I'm mercy at the number flute. But I chang na yema but I chang yawe decham yonga kachang yab la machina sane. West from the chief ma especially in the Palace of Yab la machina mangmala that are very encouraging. So let's look at the numbers that came to welcome here at the airport and reaction at the airport ma halonda yina kabate chang na yema kafila.
Well, Fizz, I think for the first time, Nirbuneto Agui, well, that is everybody my opinion. Fans in the show, stage show, even Umamang show. This is one of his best shows ever.
Okay.
Uncle nung the show nama from his music career, from my perspective.
Okay.
Being
So many
opinion.
people agree with you.
O best show na bongo. Tenan chepak man.
Okay, hello mama una lehla de mini omini sako de show.
Well, no, he shouldn't say that. That one was it. No.
You go for
this one. Okay, yes, this one. And for me, before I can tie it to a man, then I know difficult. So no production shall have done nang.
Oh, okay. You
so
looking at the whole setup.
Yeah, won't come here no show. Then they have to do homework very well, if possible. By the time they will contact the team.
Hey, really?
Honestly speaking, yes. Me near to Malay different view on this, but then anyway, for the first time, can Unku enjoy show and so be yell kama production wise, it was bad. Now chatele Rude Boy arrival.
Oh, arrival.
Before ku kana fancy interview from here and other platforms, odaya any babo bwanda float.
Yeah.
And you could understand that the last time Omin Pataronki show, we all saw what happened.
Yeah,
which Karadab Chenti so comes at a point I realized that there are affect to carrier for a whole 2 years.
Nearly broke him down.
Yes. So Ngoma, I think by telling fans nobody no floating. Assuming Oida engine to be any other interview, we are nangla floating in Chang Airport and problems in that and yellow. But then fan base they are supporting with their heart. So this will come that defy lala odd. Kachang what's the name? Airport. I think around 1 to 2 in that Garla Regional Police Head Command. And I mean last stretch my police park on Kubala. Kapunya near when the back by dash 5 and ma non groups can discuss or show ma. Madame la different thing in bien. Then I remember that no fancy and neighbor meet him Jubilee Park. Come on later the man monitor online, the man guy man abapana crack but then people are already here. So that would me fancy daba announced that nearby the cana Cabanung floating, rana mal problems. Even without the announcement, we saw what happened. Airport ni Uchabna Halini na Yama. And face Bunshan Dan. Nearby Pambele yele on this show, especially Rude Boy arrival. You know, recent time Matamala xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Can bring it agitations across other African continents. Kasham cut the South Africans. Some years back, trying tamalongo issues with Igbos and their people, but we are able to contain it. Normal, ka business lanchana. Benshao fans in the but then it speaks a lot about who the African is. First of all, to Malay Bonma, Kabamali Bena Dagbambo, they visited him.
Very.
And so we visit at Lala Hula Balu, South Africa, Ban Kartushawa, Kashaba Kartushawala, Wisoma. But then we saw that Lala Rude Boy Kandanama, Dra Bringla. Ghana and Nigeria can strengthen the relationship, especially Dagbango. Beta Malton Puni. For the first time before the show, the manati nung to show we sidelined these people. The Malatin and Nirban Wale Katanung the litera. But I saw the euphoria from the Nigerian community, how Bandanung so excited for the show, even before Rude Boy Nan Kanata Malongo. They were very, very excited. And when come that advice ba, either lay I didn't go, but I saw videos in that dwell ka Nigeria smart Benimani with Bowa, ka Tenirungo Biana with Bamaya. All these things was trying to communicate to the larger African community that look, Africa, we are one. Irrespective of who you are, whether you have a Ghanaian, a Nigerian, a South African, we are one. I understand. So there are send a very signal to the international community that in Ghana we are okay with everything.
Very well.
In terms of to neighbors, Nigerians and other African nationals. Matimini Dagbang Wotimaltimabe from Mali, Niger, all African nationals will be and the way to Dar Tabma so la dema something unique happened. Fans in them that are chang to pui lala Ibo kin songumbian bo community man but welfare ma. It was something
people agree with you.
Best show na bongo. Tinan Chapak man.
Okay, hello mama, una lehla de mini omini sako.
Taminda between the videos.
Yeah, in yab that you am da kane.
Good.
Munda kane so
Yes.
but in yab la machina una.
Good. So now yab la machina yilben shada nungme and it was very remarkable.
Okay.
And I think the island sent like a very beautiful signal zangti. To nanma how didn't to never zang bazazan and bipolar the sham.
Okay. Yeah.
Because O statement ma he was not speaking just like a chief, but he was speaking for the larger youth man. Because Orazang la advice tell Zang to rude boy. Need to know yelly young people bankan to advise them to reshape Bumamang future. Kazang tuma be tum bangsum be tuma wambo zang namba hankal puni. Kazuka yi bibialam ne be ye to abiarbeti ma valuable. Udazang limited rude boy.
Yeah, sure.
Ne because seeing him leading this entourage with fans, kind of fans who never be in bala. They already know how he's doing it. But Ubonu sassy you rude boy, obey do not be uchan. Kabe yell young people ma didn't never nang good shams and chamba mama biago polo.
Okay.
In the past, tinya rate artists ne kanna collaboration shows ti ku changte na yango bang ma kabe you in yelba.
Yeah.
Tributo nyar a clear communication.
Of course.
And this one, the media was there, the bloggers were there, and they carry it out. When that by in your Blamashana story, ma, you see comments, ma, everybody was happy.
And come on, DMTV, it looks like they get the biggest view, Shelly, of the whole show.
You understand that? Yeah. So the Woramne in the past, ma, the let leadership, even from political class, but attention to young people. Look at the arrival of Honorable Habib for Tolong at the sports, airport.
At the airport, man.
So the Worami youth man ra nyakaramala like otla attention on the show kasaport man. Look at the euphoria. So the Yaramaniti northern politicians, but nungti young people zamba pam, especially when it comes to our showbiz. But zamba attention zang nang denne. Face you can't sit here kayelea no music. From the artists who will play a role in the peace that we are enjoying in Dagba. Akuto Yalmala. They have played a very critical role as major stakeholders. In the past, elections in the northern region, Daniela, one of the key hotspot areas.
Very.
But in recent years, we haven't seen it.
Not at all.
Politician Nilankana, Yelama politicians, so even president, the current president, we in China Tamalang, who cares? Example, there's no euphoria. I'm our first political leader in Kana, whether opposition be president of the day in Kana. Maranyar young people no barmoto no dances. But this time they translate to Kanata artists. I understand, boo. Fancy garam ni len yina ka jiri nirbe sham president John Mahama ni an kanata ni election ba ukuto jila nirbe ma makasio equally ukuto jile. So the woram kama to music industry, the movie industry, they play a major role in terms of transforming young people's lives. I understand, boo. So la ben man da nung man yasam from o arrival and na yilben da chan ka selji zang voice and then visiting the Nigeria community, showcasing their dance. Most of the dances, movies, for the first time, but we saw it live performance. You understand? And it was caramel jiri. Most of the Nigeria movie, Kanyara baby musical, but Nigeria can perform real life. Sometimes the Pambian to me love fictions in Yale, but we saw it at the Tamale International Airport. So the Woram show, not just the showbiz aspect, but there are promotes like reconciliation between the northern people and the Nigerian community Shabambe Chongoma, because to mean by non closer canning the business, joint businesses. Today we have seen to Pasarango Pam Kaba design flyer online, but we color shop through the relationship between to mean Nigerians man. O in Yaleko Chang shop man and Piggy and Kanata Tekagba Degu then catching to you. So fancy show Moderalan Lab bringing and opening other businesses for other young people to tap on that aspect man. So Lala part man.
Okay, very well. Yes, Chakan Yaba Sanabachana arrive mini visiting the palaces ma before Katananchi Park man mama Yabasane. Rude boy Kandana mana unplanned Yashima Mike Motamakanya ruler sharp fixing Mike Mavin Yalangatama. Unannounced flute. The rest that I hear no flute man never but later Brati Yina Harkanang Honorable Habibun Aya Gigi Belinimane. What do you make of the arrival ma one, and then visiting 3 palaces in Dabala. Yubu na bara chang te poho kachang yam gutwena yele kana chang kacham yab da pyamya kana chang yab la machina fila na miradi ni mane. What do you make of that visit, mama?
Yeah.
Especially that it was not supposed to be a fluid.
So nanama annahanda kubalama.
Okay.
Yeah, because brachi yabe gutwena wasan.
Okay.
So akana tala enzang la pahe igbona ma zo ansa fo yama. Ne yabe igbona.
Ayawon kuba
yabe igbona. So akana tala entaha fancy mini batima. But in interview nama ahead of the concert, but yalan involved shabe banda kwam soloma jande. I saw fancy garam ko nyen involved so in interview nama shanga pune wanda yelle hashile, and then so many people were like the manla o yela halle, and then in a different interview ko in to this time around open balamba
because no sura yiseme
exactly
no okuto wubala
exactly so ra balamba pam that so kamza sa kuji amenda Jubilee Park ngulba and I cannot tell reason Sheldon that tahle mandanya reason ma ba karanang even beyond sote puge amenda of flight because of the traffic and all that but then taza some midden da ponang 2018 mbala monda male patokanna and then halden nang katra yi airport and kanna manara beluru puna banda dwell life haranye kabo commentary ni sa sanzo da biamo because that was a very day catalytic system so tanda luso manda belur ne nara borna ta para ta male yom sham da baba tanda borna ta yara ta zoma so akana tele do konko dramala wachi understandable and then I love the idea that brab bore nila floating man understandable because these are people during yala kamana okay to some mineral kwasho ngopa yala la floating man because number Sheldon da it was very crazy
rude boy mamang yala energy man
exactly so literally during yala kamane fancy was much more interested in the young kohoven yalanga than the wunda na kolba outska balemba band be yimna but this was a personality so look beyond what will sell him and what he will get ma but kake for soloma ba mama bandala fizo understandable then that to okpam ba jande ne badum solo breyina ma because ayina tinye yalle at the end of the day when yina be when you can to songa kawula dokoto ease the pain shale amene adang ben go yer through la particular moment ma and this is what he banda thought wise that this was more important, their lives and health is more important than at the end of the day be yibana denyanto nswangsha and hale sarate ira nang da pune de konko da nyala denyanto la cancel show ma de be cancel people will bash and insult kan wonan kai go on to do with the concert exactly so I cannot tell that was a very decision Shalamana applauded but very well for but then brabo to prevently dragar balaya because I can recall that baba announced anywhere that bamang yan tohla time shall be yan chantak to Rude Boy
halbara says on la plan shall no the come you know Rude Boy was supposed to arrive around 3 but kabira no 4 so they wanted niruma betinya bampana tampune bakanzunu ma bankara airport kabanye 5 minutes yarma so ma o kabanda airport
so banda quality na takana kayel to meeting point ya meeting no shell polo chamji do sanma dan kataza sa lam ka fans match by special tiktokers ma kabana kanye bayir tagbara kabana yir tagbara borma na ta swaba chang understand braku borne airport so kana katakana ka anything now so this was the length at which ka borna understand then kate shina ka daba you understand so tension ka chang ka bazasa kana ntapa ba trap galasi lore na ma shame we were okay so to ko biala ni mane then Rude Boy kana ona ba flight man Bashir na ma ay man to ko nyete nyaga kaba mi hon ma pi par ay nyama unku pie bala na ka yeli gana ma me yala
yetma e bra ku ze Jubilee Park man ka soti yel ba ne a ne rude boy shina ka ban shi chongo
kabri sparker moto
no cham airport man kaba yerba ya ay bi yanu karmina pi ka no be njia oh no tumba swale
na kabri da ba hana
so ale ma hale irayi airport maka na kashamina to ya
ay kaba to reto swale so banko balana then kaba sha kamza sare chan we word because fancy mini secret ma because police da be ni mane and tapa hal soja nam da ben ma kana che airport ma ba kuma la secret shaba kaba za sa try na ba prevent the crowd ma ba ka kwon ka numbers ma ku pahara so hala alle ta nimvo shabanda cover la myself GH Blends Damba and other people Trabatonye clear view of rude boy ne yirna sham. E sida ka ngara kar swara la level because daba nda kunyale. So trabatonye because trakupa wana wa ka rude boy ku zaya kino to zaya kan yiro ni ma
but ko
mamma ko to so kaba mi yel ni fancy belur mo yina ko pa kaba ti yel kama dan papa shamma yang man la fancy yenjia no road boy yina kaba ni taba samban man it will be very difficult so bezan fancy pia he understandable so brazan la fancy and gle and to zongo ko okurenki so okurenki hala on robla abib nra yerna ogbara kurum mai twi kurum yi bayara ma pule o rabato ni pulu no gar kron ma sunsuni understandable so fancy ne kwenta pa ka ko biane mi ya ka soja nam dara ka police dara na ba ko create way karman la pressure ma galasum ka rude boy to ko yana no na ba cha ba cha
ba ku chamla
so ba cha ba cha ma dan ka bre yu ba na ka ko dala hal ka ba tipe lor na ma so ba tipe lor na ma ka ta yirse airport pile kanana ame mi wando big shout out to him faso be shafma ko tai
ma buru bemba e jino buru bemba
yama tanda ko pi banko sama na lo ra kwang la jino kampo yira lo ma so sa
o suj bora ya
kabre so da ba kabre mi honnam dole so ruba gunda ba yino ra ko biene me so tayina then ka kana halanta pa de Bawa Barracks, ka Soloma para, ka Shabayina la tansma, to kuchana ba joiner me, ka Tiampage, Dungu, ka Nirba yina joine, Zoayura ka ba joiner la hal ka tapana Kindever and Dabalama. So Kindever ka fansera zane, Nampa komine, fansma interactora. So ko boire no rudina, ka rud mi ba yerna. So trazane nto bielfu, ka rote yina. So rude no kwenye Soloma unwanyala. King David understandable so what you know never believe it from the way only Solomon kalle unyanga kayersen tamlur ma zon lan lable ba fen yalanga o bala dark space ko pale
nani Mohammed
so on pale kapalle kayele o banzama no tumo phone on to ko zang pangmaro
orana chala de mala Instagram live ko ra so few minutes
exactly
no de tumo no ba video
exactly
o camera guy ma da kan
hal ko 3 onda zan phone ma to ko terba never take him I understand so then ko bani nyam then hal ka tanan kana karashi ne o twenta po egbona ka dana kana po egbona ma ka ke in yabda pyam yon tule labna yabla mansion yele kana labna da pyam yele and then no kana labna gutpena yele so gutpena yele mene la mansion yele banza sara talabang mahe brato bang mahe but then tanda ba pan yabda pyam ma they requested exactly they requested that will love man the next day be some
of course
on yala
the first morning
exactly so I think euphoria madam mamanda la pahame karo kunyala la particular ban shaadan da nan ma amida le zuluma mbapai natana min yala la crowd because the biggest crowd shangatin yara that of fancy and patoranke and that of fancy naraji 2 VJ ma was kamal kunna but alle danda nan ngoma mbapa natana min yale and I'm pretty sure sure that how the yala kamana Brian Jilla on the airwaves or even on their socials announce that the no way and nung man.
Whoa, no.
Solo da yela tang panse join
no,
ko haltanda ku chianma ara ndanye nzonam pam savelo matana zola savelo so ndanye nzonam pam savelo kar wo kamane bazasa yila savelo kana tapa kache ban yina ponta malan kana tapa so announcement yira make da float nda ambian me sano nam da yimna ka tolang yina kumbong ma so do konko da wo herma kamane hale ka the whole crowd ka tranya palma zoma and I think the manga drapa hala la particular program ma kala pahala la particular artist na mama and it was a good thing.
Very well, a good thing indeed. Now teacher park man appreciate to win be in bien yaba sense okay en yaba teacher park man zanto e park man katinyanya park man me tiko ntwere ni then I could start them with the production the setup which happens to be Soil and multimedia be Tolong multimedia. Yes, they provided the sound stage and lighting but you say come on 3D settle up and balama and you would agree with me that this is the best of setup we have seen in recent times, especially the quality of the sound. That was what I admire so much, the quality of the sound man. Then I admire Bensha so much and there was no single moment that we had mics going off latipia be sound was side shell bela wumda be technical hinge be break up kana it didn't happen. Let's look at the setup and the whole production before kind of performance and other stuff that went into it.
So I'll big congrats to the team and to Dablee Tolong multimedia and I think this was the very best decision shall Bagbanara make that they will push whatever it is at the end of the day and to make a app kacheka la particular stage woma the beat time and down ka fans na me usele because alle kamane tanda wum de la manla program woma da mamanzo ka bagbara fast things app na real kam dangna ka beto usele kache tanjiango dana to nan karna bapana exactly and I think this was the biggest advertisement for la particular babanongoma ngara hale Brian Zang na nabata 1 month promotion on the radios
because a commercial show that is
I was vindicated ni bare because ni yalla ka chamara ba belevra meti tazami onye ni boso exactly so I cannot tell meti tigbara biere and then ndanyi ban yarama pam GTV official page mazo and I think this made it that I'm making me a more international type of a program so I cannot tell set up then konko la particular then comes asara nang na da ko la program and then the chama can raise the questions on why kamane ka telecom companies kamane to try not to sponsor the program because this was a very great opportunity Zanti MTN Telecel or any other telecom network never to to sponsor imagine Karen comes as a channel Rude Boy never posted ka media house comes as a Kelvin Taylor and co but that's a dealer program so there are nanka ku yina karanyala kamane headline sponsor nyazantela program imagine how far than that understandable so allerle kamane anabatonya reason why they are not coming out to invest in programs like this understandable it's just a partnership now kadzilla at the end of the day karmale influence great influence in your Baron Autos partnership can you on to pushy ka check a Rude Boy and some short endorsement and even la endorsement ma yira nangba at the end of the day Rude Boy bangba
of course
so bangba ma
avenue d'argent lourd chan kanama ora customize element sabe Baron Autos some lourd jaman lourd manga
exactly
come on 5 or 6 cars
and these were videos that are posted Rude Boy videos and all that more Nigerians
of course
banyala ne enforce ban follow yelle alle content shanga exactly alle content shanga tam poster ma most of hala alle kamera example Kelvin Taylor on posti footages of program then namzasa ay nyama kamera bazasa kamera nta peke lo on to channel guys the page namzo so nimana that's a plus to one comes as so it equally tells you that Baron Autos no push shanga definitely they antola some vibe in Nigeria understandable and that was gonna be equal to any other telecom company shall they cannot sponsor our program exactly so I think market certain people representing those particular people down here in the northern Ghana. They need to sit up because na neto in a kamane dokumro so many years. Tabanyabaka boko yina ante headline something very bigger. I understand it. The less than 10 years they did with Fallon, they did with Macasio. The last
it looked like how Macasio show shell on you know the chodel.
Exactly.
You know Macasio wasn't around for Zula Seller Festival. I mean I'm sure that's why Kabada diverted to because Fallon show madden that so I thought that
possible could be possible. So I cannot tell production madam mamanga. They are very to the year.
Yes, very well.
There are advertisers living Yalanga, and I cannot tell her come and set up man. I'm very sure previous whiskey namnara kana with R2 base and chunk.
Okay.
So nara chunk man me set up man in your
no,
but then I think at the stadium is one of the biggest. Because alle kamane hale banda mounty screen shanga. Ka I be other side ma.
You can be watching.
I watch your lemon. Can your picture ma very clearly.
Very.
The numza side and yala kamane.
Drama stadium karakara. Exactly.
Exactly. So I be lokole kamza sa. It brings the picture. It draws the picture very closer to you. Karamalo zala asane be atuna performer. The kube jimena akpa stage ma directly to watch and that was done for the purpose of VIP Shabanza Nuzabe Banza Nudirgo and also Zosa regular Bambe Nuza Kape Nudirgo Kabakpa stage ma and I think that was the purpose Sheldon Karanarata Seve Kadani and Sevele and then Brala Malakamane 10 Shelaban Tinyang ma Kabans man to Kantazani
backstage room
do Bansma make a good use of them by the end of the day
a technical room but make a very good use of
they made good use of it. Mabuyin danya like a technical room mama beshele. Kana kuche bansama bayan kana to be losel polo. I understand it. So then namza Arabian man and everything about it ma was very international. And quite apart from even that, the Narapiana actually interacted with police Shabanda Bianma. So minibara fila asked them yaba nirbala and yaba. Ka be yelma I will check the number but
I about 40 policemen.
Exactly.
But regional commander that said la sukana so to me no that did feel like kama yulo yiru mala 40 men ma pora ye kuma man because never ana kubor no mala about 15 to 20 policemen in around the stage and the VIP man to 20 man be how many years the gate how many in patrol how many in be regular man so when it is agreed that 40 ma pora
so nara boho royal mamane policeman never nyala 40 ka boho ya ka soldiers ma no da ya no soldiers ban ko no soldiers ma ne be yele na 35 la ka yeleba na ma ba mamma ba kalba be na ban police officers ma na ban yala 40 and then nda meet bala nyanga ma so they were making sure that at the end of the day akukana nyinchiama yemmal lo shel pola an to zane Pansamen bati mandra la teke and I think for the very first time Tanyala and Vasha banda out banda overcome la particular disadvantage ma and this is to Pansamen bati ma credit and quite apart from that again they promise Karala miracle on their interviews that Baba Buana so duna stage ma idan tatabra la bit nambambo and another exactly and another sacrifice in the alambara because this is an event shalabon kula karana da pune katza samene kamane we ke to ave because ben to kunan ka dinnu kun na ko mi kala sha kala
so look kulti kalban tawla sha kan 30,000 plus
you can imagine 300 million yes so the baba mlango
balengo because
imagine exactly Nigerians ma ira duna na table kana ku ce kamane la solira yante bandayan hale tambala ngo bandayan duna tzilgra na rude boy ne brana garba yanzu
no, that's what that
and
one.
at the end of the day, Brana to make close to 50,000 or close to $1 billion.
More.
Understandable. So Kabiel ne be sacrifice la roma zasa. Despite the fact that knowing bokulaka nang the punma, they said no.
They wanted the beauty of the
program. Program maka videos and pictures ma be carried out the malajire. Understandable. And for the very first time again, tinyala ni vorsha bandala overcome and the konko gba kama mpuhur ka parba vinyala.
It was lovely.
For ara le kama na was okay. And you could see that he was prepared to even spend money. So alle kwa banda kwa tam ko zo oraje maka pira baharana. I understand show ko dile exactly. So I can tell I'm not even sure banda vala lgrma the fans and bankule. You see because they were not concentrating on Umala Baharnama. And then I think that was another factor, Shelley. Don't turn it to Poka Pafans, member Tima Yalaga for implementing that one. And quite apart from that, generally, I cannot let Kamani event, Madam Mamma.
Okay, no, hold them there. We'll come back on the event market and performances.
That's
the numbers, Mammy set up, so that Prince will just take his bite on. I mean, production, stage setup, lighting, and the only thing that production team the man lang wunda kunturu be smoke ma the man lang wunda lang tu kama the man lang ngora abuse le
bone yena high fast na jam na temitra to company ya tabanyeru
no
akon bomba kamin re maro ba banyeru
ko me smoke ba
ko be smoke ma banyeru
nta ma be smoke ma the machines ma me the oil the be ga na da galseme so di pare na me bilen pour le ko bokku ko ma ye na ka
so and I think La Islam Nobla Rude Boy called and then the man la but later there are some
no there are atu nzoma atu na kara only when the switches might be at different places atu mo malava shao iye no show she nyo ba separate la ko pajia so there are na lava ba nta braba dang oya no me I know day the show is I want to go home and rest so you know okay stay. We will see you. Yes, Prince, the stage set up ma. First, I think that the mala stage ma set up ma, but I work with a picture in mind. As in, 10-year stage is America being no show, be party in the park, be la Jamaica show ma. And I could stage man is there, you love it. Stage man is a play, ka sound, ka lightning, ka screen them bimbi. The my last stage kabara cookona and Zeltama and the quality of the sound man technically I think we're at 100 over 100 if you agree with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Hassan Funyele everything about the production. But then my own channel a different angle on production because Manyala TV person.
Okay.
So I want to talk about the TV production. Man.
Okay.
I think fancy show Maya. There are more quality Shelley.
Okay.
In terms of production.
Okay.
So in the past, the last time to die in Lala production, I think it was 69-piece concert, but it was very poor managed in terms of live camera. Banda project to me back screen Sheldon Bay pack man
scoreboard
mark
that plan, but authorities at the stadium are there scoreboard problem.
Yeah, it has a problem. Yeah, it's true. And so highly production team Shelbanda Nungma, they were very professional.
Very professional.
Very professional because angle of shots Shangabanda Tertama. You would realize that if they are professional people in Dying Mali, we would not enjoy the show.
Okay.
Brang Mara Mixra.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
So multiple cameras come.
Yes. Not a pack man. I saw 4 cameras kandana Kali.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
From different angles. Then kanantinanye roving camera but a big stage mazo.
Yeah.
That was very quality in terms of production. And I lay with production, I even doing that cabasane, but you could see that they were doing marvelously well.
Yeah,
they were flying drone. Aside like 5 cameras, but I fly a drone. Can use to drone my mixer with whatever that was happening. And also set up my in terms of still on Lala TV production, ma Daniela. Either lay shots shanga than that big screens ma. You don't need to even watch because man that be like yellow seats on the right hand side on the stadium because that channel that engine la chapolo and I felt that if I sit here and nung mangzamba even though no one engine chapo and the pun fool me yellow seats ma that fool me
okay,
but I was able kan ku ngasa hallen to boa shawa there were empty seats can the money.
Okay.
But anda do wahala and you on the stage to see what was happening. I wasn't interested because la far away.
Okay.
So mandaku jimekpa screen ma. And I could feel everything. I even feel that the banda you on the screen man on last side we ma try enjoy the show ma garba be closer to the place because banguna nga ada be ni man everything that was happening. So my boy Mpoka Pai TV production crew from the Tolong Multimedia, they did a very, very wonderful production. Either lately, you think that these are international media people who were doing the production, and I'm sure Rude Boy by after production, Kayul videos man, the Nyala Ben Shao on and I'm very proud of in terms of Banda Mixer Lo Shama. And Hassan spoke about Lala Smoke ma. I think Tida Yelle Asho money in previous years how Tumba utilize lightning sham.
Okay.
Ngomani lightning mada utilize me.
Okay.
The Rabishi and the fans in Tamia so bring the lightning. Every artist that enjoy the lightning and with the smoke. I saw the time Dollar Rabiani as the first official MC. The smoke was used very well. Then the Chamuka show ma karenye international show. Specifically stage sheldon that you use madanya like international stage. And so for that matter, then Zai blender. Chamka production man very quality.
Okay.
Other aspect that I enjoy that nyala fancy entrance man. Very simple and unique.
Very
no giddy. There's so we yell about entrance. Fancy show them Zoya Pamkara Nagi and people talk about entrances. I remember Ola show in Accra. I'm sure you were there. But as on phone booth then that producer alive Studio 502. The Ranyala Ben Shakara divert attention on entrance. Mama, you realize that so we year entrance you too because it was well calculated. And last stage mama mang dapon jerleme. And I think fancy team mada nung very good in terms of allowing to use last stage ma entrance ma. Be that nung mamang stage entrance. Now the Lempala discussion but utilizing production crew ma stage ma entrance ma was something that was very superb. So TV production ma I think they did well. And face one thing dendala nung quality Hassan Punyale sound.
Sound
very quality
sound.
Nyamatin da jishapo and you see in la problem maybe tin yelle about wana artists ma.
Okay.
Most of them that are cannot perform at the banda bezu satan and dabu wumdele.
Okay.
Do you know why? They were not using the mic very well.
Okay.
But abu userle.
Okay.
So P Square, a Rude Boy need to do. I was asking, why are they using different mic? You could hear word to word.
Okay.
In the year, Kamai MC Mutra Gumble, you to Abin Shakam.
Okay.
Amata artist Shabanda do not perform before until that in Dalan Duna Katugum sound very well.
Okay.
Using the microphone. Other artists Banda then Sapashin also Trawumdele.
Okay.
But there were few quiet artists Shabanda Duna, young artists like SBU.
Okay.
Drang met and boom doing Yarban Shangama. Meanwhile, Milo Oyilanama. Brabo user a sound ma. And the Chanwati Yara don't tune artists wana. But stage performances.
Okay.
Because this is a stage that Tenajin Yale Dagbang. Cutting Yale. So you need to know whatever you are going to do to sell yourself, do it. But Rabin Yale artist Shabanda Belema Pamni.
Okay.
The Rakume Boku Jumna ordinary stage in Daniel. The sound quality was something like what? Titile in different sound la carpa the same sound it will be very difficult. They got everything 100 over 100 and it was just quality. You could hear the music, you could hear everything. Be could chase ben shakama woman at a point I mean Carlos that Zerafila like in that kunune kitana yertaba we're hearing what you were saying, like
the mic was sharp.
It was just sharp to pick every sound on stage. So kudos to Tolong Multimedia. That makes fans them to set the standard very high.
Okay.
What nung show? Can you use la sound, be la production? Can you use bin shakam? Well, today mala problem with that. And so for me, the production of the show, and unfortunately, after every event, man, that night, can you video shanga zaban dan and ka online? That you lemo computer ni through production team maso from Accra and young friend. I had the opportunity to watch it from zero to or from 1 to the end.
Yeah.
And you could see that there was a lot of work that went up. And I want to say that fans team a lot of videos man they do everything.
Yeah, of course.
To make sure that they keep it. This is like something that will keep them in memory for a long time. Fancy show like this one.
Oh, yeah.
Production yama nearby darker stage ma apart from the bloggers.
Yeah.
Nearby darker stage ma so. So the racham to bandages sama there was value for money. Everybody enjoy it. Maybe in that bit ma. I know nera yunda anya production man tang magwara mala the own show shall kara nung da in terms of ara to identify fan shaba ban warwa you are giving them gifts and other things but sama there was another show on top there. Everybody was on their feet from the time Rude Boy no kuyina haliti shegi ka fans labduna haliti shegi people were on their feet. Nobody and I need to show shanga biani then I been pass hashali when you delay your mark, you could see that at the top people were there, but I could gen mahale. Kashu banda shade galsi. And then kanirbe shade banda shade sama. Brachara down because that time brayula down my stage and then people were going in there. So this show there it was very, very standard.
Very well. Zanglela, I mean the control of stage overcrowding man. It is something you have always condemned. The better beauty footages, especially that you are a TV man. But Ngoma, they were able to control the people.
They were.
And I have to appreciate some of the team members, man, fans, man. You know, Shabiane, they cannot turn them away, but they just explained to them and they understood that solo the pala yabi te katama but stage manguna. I mean we don't want people around it and they all agreed. So
and I think Kaman Yelma team members ma bumpam yeda ba understand me and bumpa understand the kasatma. I'm sure they have done the team so well good in terms of services because one impun juna stage ma ikabuka
no bakashal no
if phone ski melangmara and fans in contractor bloggers to do the job. So halbanda ka event money they were watching from Hype Media, watching from DMTV and Jade Blinks and other bandaku beni man they were watching. So idly even where the bloggers positioned themselves, it was very, very stable. So kama performances and the cameramen Bela Kruma they did very well that their focus was on the main person or people who were performing
very well.
Whether face-based stage mazo at that time but focusing yella on you. Whether Hassan yella blogger Kabirizo you are not their focus. The focus was just on the artist.
Very well.
And so Tenero man about do stage ma it was very good and I'm sure artists come you'll after videos man should learn something from this show. I think this is a show that it ends kasobo gal the fans together. Then the genre if we saw there was things like that we would say it because we are not being paid to say
of
what
course,
we are
saying. People would have condemned it.
They would have condemned. So don't call them good ma the tune check solo bang it was good. And so for me team members ma the tune be a fancy show in Accra or any artist in Accra, but learn them from this. But a climber stage, man. Halarma tablema. Well, Hassan the total Larry. But for me, it's unnecessary. I'm born not the fancy Larry. Just give the money to them. It will still get to
people
them.
Bought ticket 50, 100 tickets.
Yes, going to the stage, man. It doesn't make sense to anybody. I understand about so about Zuluma face. I'm sure in Mbanda could be money. You would have feel something.
Everyone loved it. Hal Jamal that kana and do stage ma kashira so on she lady shabda camera no one of my picture ka Jamal yelba look at me I can also climb the stage.
Correct.
So on can no to do stage ma so Jamila Kuzere no marafa
you understand.
So I know he's not going on the stage again.
So it tells us
you see even me myself they don't want me to go on the
stage
and they all agreed
one best show and also one thing Shelton Daddy benya even though Drabian Hassan Drier de to Beshi Shanjuma Yerma Daba settle up other side
ma you could set up
Bandaku Bachang other side ma Branang the Shusha because later part of the event fans in Padjuna ka perform Rakan Shegi Sama ka Charnatang ma I wanted to collect my motor key from someone. Kan yela tan ka bandana mande bisalanama and jindela zim but then Brakpang Buma because Bobo kind closer, and I'm looking forward in future.
Okay.
The two fans and them zang le pahabetumani. Nobody should set up any shisha base in the park.
Very well.
Because deeper la bibu control the one day. Nima na ben shatan tenam.
Of course.
Kada zang you be ataba.
Good one there. Oh, you know the Prince Chenti winning. All right. Check and Labna is Hassan Sana. Katapa qualifying artist performance and the crowd and the numbers ma and anything that might have been interested to them as well. And yeah, Basane. Apollo kat Labna mo. Tell me performances. To me ku born to come from invited artists, go be guest artists, go maybe anti appeal and promotion of Rumobi yet to Abebe hidden Canada. I mean, some of them didn't promote the show. Some of them, I mean, there are people who even promoted the show and they were not part of it. Shabi ba argue relala. Kashabba no, it looks like Bill Shabanda Bill Pudumama. They should have been someone, or they should have been other people who shouldn't have been part of it. Kashabda Ali Canada Pune. Pilminima na kanabo performances guest artist ma konko. Sapashin da bien, Rich Kid da bien, Dati da bien, Young Pop da bien, Muna Hajia for real for da bien. Kanachi Ulades, Kanachi Records. Bazan hadanya bambiane.
So I cannot tell artists on the bill my performances. 10 years I think Bazasa they all did well in a way.
Okay.
In a way, can you yell?
In a way, the mala abonane ninterle di kanlala.
Yeah, because I don't know what actually happened, but I'm believing Kamane even Sapashane, for example. Sapashane is one artist, so actually whole performance Kapucheke.
Didn't you see the usual Sapashane?
Ndabanye the usual Sapashane.
Was it the energy?
Energy man, Ndabanye
really?
Ninamin Yelesham.
Really?
Understandable.
Okay.
He was part of best performance on Lala particular day, man.
Okay.
And Hale Nia Yela Kamane, guest artist apart from the main two, then Tonan Karanya one can rate second.
Okay.
Understandable. But there's also usually team you on your punkanane energy share. Sapashene yet kanaka go you're crazy on stage. So comes as a yellame.
Okay.
Come on instances where only two perform and Ticharo single. I love that Sapashene.
Okay.
Understandable.
Yeah.
But Ngoma or having anything very crazy on Lala particular day, man.
Okay.
Understandable.
Okay.
Though he delivered very perfectly. But I cannot tell you come promotion of the show. Guess artist Shabe Banda Bill Mazo, quite apart from Rude Boy, but Panasorari Valley Gilala. Yeah,
should that be a problem? Should that be a concern? Because it looks like some of the fans, I mean, other industry players that make an issue that if you are put up on the bill, you need to put more.
So
energy.
Professionally, a problem it depends on a control will Hale Rude Boy so tonko pohora kapara no promote show man. Fans revealed that it was part of a contract that we promote la show man.
Okay.
Halo ra yelle even before show man man kamane show man yinai 10 year Rude Boy ko na poster show man. Fans said it. Na hale yili shaleban nang mabi nang la video. Video mami nang 10 line Rude Boy na yinan to promote the video man. So this possibly could become because of la particular contract ma zoku banang na because over no contract man and it will go against him.
Exactly.
So the pala kaman okay o kubola fans zo something yai be possible tan na la karanya kamane ona jinyala la karabela yurla ma dan to pala la ka kunye kamane dambe contract la zo dan to nan ka dere ka ba contract pune ko bara ba pokology. I understand it. So apart from that professionally dan pala a contract la so ni o supporter kala promote le the aba promote le tunto ina ka problem. But tin yare ka fabler shelma yala kamane we are coming from here. So 10 year na lo shel poloma nin salami comes as a look and yalle tuna comes as a tumna ma apart from the profession bin I mean your profession ma hale professionalism pune man zama kamane nin sel biala professionalism pune.
Of course.
I understand it.
Of course.
Hale tonko jiango solone excuse me in language. But then haleman believe ma kamana hale na won mamma nam terapune professional na nam terapune nin sel piarme because anto fabele ka Naum de ka zang pa o Dablee no fable on your behalf misale ayala fa no suhum mala o suhta ka fama ku puhe rekade ba ishala na puhma ka yele ji Facebook la ngo ka Naum mo de ma aha yela loya ni ma so Naum vishel dem be o men Naum sunsuneka Naum le ka di go de ma abangala bo so profession comes as a pune ninsalsele de piala pune and then to run away from the fact that yila wana geographical area comes as a nirmi the mala influence in how you should do your things that is why possibly that probably could be the first time Rude Boy and Rayana Loro Zosa program pune because Gen Z artist sambala I recall recently Mr. P that Chang Pela Sane ne but non TikTok live kala TikTok live ma kabe na TikTok ma no onang mabombo ko I'm not a Gen Z ngumba miren nang resha so da ma do me ban they were superstars so onye superstar ma ngakong man la pumpungo ala jamed ma abusare gidema they have a problem with loro zosa o bra gorma ka nyerba
no chang sho ka ti ne shi yina gal
exactly
nirwe yo ka tele ki tre ne te klika to
tam ma bra gorma ka leherba ba me time ma literally ndanye peace ko enang batamma ba pompo Gen Z ma zis ma ba tala yala
no ta yala
exactly
so adwala anye problem
exactly so akana tele tin yirna shele polongo ma bia haga bia la tutuma ma pune kati yalla kamano ke hale amene so yiku mal problem the fact that ko zanga nang program ma punma de tumana poster le de tumana promote program ma ko asamate and then bambele here shalanya makamane abbe program puna ka program ma especially tena karaba chanve yalla ga affect rame understandable ba bambele le karanye shale wannan ko nyala ma fancy show so at the end of the day and do ma show ma floppy ade bo floppy wannan nye guest artist on the show ma ngumbeta hanara flop ko mamam nye bill artist on that particular show don't to affect to bookings professional and need comes as oyam buka nzan non concert no oyam lela a impact and influence and other concert shangana anibi influence beyond just akpa ko zo andiam shelter soloma but turn out madam mamma understand it and nzo enzani assume kala particular program ka danye dembe jamve yalanga na ala irayan kamana to perform the few number of people shabambiama irana ancheki ara tamakba ko zon performer to few number of people because promo to chanve yalanga karabe people will you have loved it no and probably there is no artist quite apart from Rude Boy and Fancy mun to yala kamana la particular akpa ko ma da ko harumi again because to yala ya shabra biane kana shuma na karanya that was the very first time kabanyar ba shaba
but
a clear example is Multitude of GTV the first time I was your rich kid
and an influential person very connected
very
connected
rich kid ona jongum rich kid yule konyo ndiam na manko to bo hakan yelo
so many people from Boga
exactly so this particular dranya kamane audience pam dra ko hari amantro audience pam la particular dema so hara duna you do your best on la particular dema understandable so performance wise Sapashin did very well and then
so would you
records also did very well
if you are going to pick best three performance of
so rabe impress ma actually
but at least
Sapashin records banenda
what about that it look like people got,
so I'll come to the two ngomba anye kamane date and
rich kid
frankly speaking ndabanye ba influence in the concert
rich kid mean that influence as in
influence
like
so
Adam
influence kamane hale kamane at the end of the day were there some things katani to pinpointy that brand that people can remember about on that particular stage mazo understand
as in the performance
I
mean but these are not already crafted performers they only come mime their songs and then they go and
so
people
mime their
songs
but Allah come an audience ni response
you didn't see the usual
instances where kadate chan no to performer ka go with dancers in a crowd chan akba kushanga ka go with dancers and I can compare our concerts to this because this was equally an international one understandable and people do recall la particular particular moments, man. Understandable. But Halle man personally, it could be maybe because I wasn't actually impressed, man. It could be that. But then I'm feeling that they came with a very low energy.
Okay.
Come on, piano, exactly.
Okay.
Come on, that he walked in.
Mara ko ipo nang dabi o
that's Obejara, frankly, Obejara. But high rich kid, but mammy could you reach you feel they came, walked around, performed. People, you are saying all this because people know their songs, and definitely it will always be ashishanga.
Okay, they
understandable. But I was actually expecting more from them.
Okay, looking at the caliber of the program they were.
Exactly, looking at that particular caliber of program and looking at the P square factor.
Okay,
partially, a whole lot of Nigerians were there.
Of course,
understandable.
This was time to sell your people to different.
When stadium show, but first time so you are coming to sell yourself to them.
Okay.
Perform to your very best. Understand? Show your best to them. So that at the end of the day, at the show,
they will even ask, like, come on, exactly. I mean, if she had enjoyed the performance, exactly. The rich kid Male issue, why not? She will try to be part of it or even connect you. And GTV will come around.
Exactly. And like Igbonema, Bamba Zwarahu, Bakubela Young, Bamba Young, business. Exactly. So I had to manage show, but Mamma and to quite a case. Mamma could that's a case mark. Can I never to watch it? Understandable. But the year factor Shalamania Makamani, Alekamani, promo wise, don't want to so come yalla. Got apart from promo, even Yarla Karamana Kaman, okay, Bazo Shabra kana program map when they could be a few, but and even Yarle. And also on stage, Madam Mamma, their demeanor per me, Manda observe. This may not be for real, but at the end of the day, Mandabo observer kabati that particular stage, my dear best. So the Rachama come Mambore Nambang. How was their control like? The Babam led the saying, yes, the Babam led the saying that, but tam that the pie Kabanaba Yaraba.
Yeah,
I understand it.
Yeah, as well, that
all
one
excuse that, exactly, all one excuse that the gate, when a gate was provided for, Tandagana we pass easily.
Yeah, because I don't know why most of the artists didn't go by that gate. Understand it was very smooth.
Exactly.
Very smooth.
So then Kaba provided gate mazante ya cutting your time. Kaba tabore akpakozo because but tam da pa katia zala na ber mazala da ber min shashara complainer ma shahara. So kataboy katabohara karmal and bana bakana. So bana bakana I question the contract with this particular people. Because then yala kamane don't tune chang sham karachang. Then a halabamba kana on time you can take them on for that. Understandable. Exactly. So I cannot tell you actually when nearby my expectations that be high and the two never bang. Hey, year work about woman that I know they will people will take it because Kabwan never sell it as the enemies.
No, not at all. These are people we have always loved and supported.
I don't even really care but take her la. But no one never bang sham yala. Tananeja year shalong audience ma concern katamal terbama.
Of course.
And they need to know that audience ma da higher expectations on them. That is why Arab Nyarle kaso questioning the Fife music idea of including Batuma from the region. Because there were a whole lot of numbers of artists.
People were even lobbying. I'm even told some people were talking around how to even pay money.
You can imagine and perform. Understandable. And then the Palabrari deserve limit. See a Yalaban deserve Labansa Pamda deserve equally like them. Understandable.
Very well.
So Solona have a question, it tells you that Solona have a greater expectation from them. But the Kana come and personally have a meeting expectation. And I'm not alone. I've seen it on social media. Mahala video nam turba. Never shown them it tells you that the people were not impressed with their input.
Because of course your last show gives you your next show. Exactly. If you're an artist, wherever you are.
Why I heard karman the year na kamane fancy and maka boy them off including them in their shoes.
Yeah.
Why if
because
they are doing
like
the right thing?
Makasu Shumara would have to complain that when you're image because fans mamang that you know some people who unless you know be man promoter.
And the reality is that I know they are pushing to break through.
Okay.
But in the the kanang ban piene da ankara banaba miba. Pieka ba miba. Understandable. So ban miba piene ma ye chen ya bukabo.
Okay.
Piene ma ye chen ya book. Ba kra namba na ba bukre ya. You know low but nye chances to perform.
So
they shouldn't exactly. So the two never look beyond things. Can make a mark.
Prince, you can ask an artist performance man who made it. I mean, who made it to your best spot of performance?
But yellow on fans and rude boy
performance. No,
exactly.
No, we will come to them because of the performance man and you'll tell them about performance man. I'm wondering your conco so that you find time on that one, my Prince. Just some few minutes on artist Yabanda Bolema records that bien Ula de Savannah region and of course young guys so that young pop Upper East region Kanachinchi young or Northern region or two artists that mean rich kid Kanachi Muna Hajia for real and Balama do Tramale I mean phase one of the show ma and that was then Katinye Kadiana or that bien Kananchinchi Sheena Shine Obaranyala Mumbian Kananchinchi SBU Obaranyala Mumbia La face ma da bien Kananchi second face ma Lala Bansia Banda Demo I mean did they make any impact? Did you enjoy their performance ma and who among them would you rate I mean the best performer can only do second mean third?
Well, Hassan Punyale, I think Nedu Yell earlier, that would be the same statement Candian make. I wasn't impressed with La two guys, ma.
Okay.
But for me, aside Fancy Rude Boy, there was one guy from Nigeria. He stood out for me.
Okay.
Because Tenirungo SBU da yina, I felt it was boring.
Okay.
Then guy Subara, I don't know whether from Savlugu Bay Apoluku. Remember me? There was one short guy, being Mampurugu Polo artist and Danyu.
Okay.
He did well, but it was also boring.
Okay.
But land Nigerian artist, I don't know whether Rude Boy in that Juna be. I don't know where he came from. I don't know Hassan if you remember one Nigeria guy. Yeah, blue and white. Yeah, I'm told he was from Nigeria.
Other guy, man. Women fans them that kind of man.
Yes, that guy. Yeah. Omar Drakes.
Oh, yes.
I think
Nigerian guy.
Yes, I think face that guy.
Nigerian guy.
He's from. I was told because to me Nigerians man, Nigerian guy, and they said
he's doing a song with Fancy. And how long was you Fancy?
Yes, I think that guy, man. People should watch out for him.
And he sings very well.
Very well because Ndanila surprised that a Nigerian artist coming in here for the first time to perform and people were clapping, people were standing like clapping for him like Sama, everybody was happy. A Nigerian artist so but the way he was singing they have to do good music. If you do good music all lyrics word to word and it was very interesting. Performer, you see Sama, people were boring.
Oh, okay.
It was the MCs nama banandana cheka energy ma bezo Sama because being they will play some songs kanirbu na yisun one but nirbu SBO min banda ku perform it was just boring.
Okay.
That night I was also surprised that Sapashin Daddy Bupongo Manga. I don't know what happened. Their entrances was so boring. Bikubwal artists, they just walk in like that. No innovation, no creativity. And then the two work on that. One thing Shelba Pamdera Tam Daniela, this was going to be a production, standard production. So I knew artists kayina. The later because Fancy came with Rude Boy, Komino Malila. Agbamin Rude Boy ni to yila based on how you carry yourself for the night. But intro like Bunda Charna, I realized that the only place where even enjoying them was Onzam Nake and Yiki Vogo Zale. Kachoko would see some freestyle and other and people would jump to it based on MC Smart that has be innovation, be creativity and pie. But last but not I laid that in that do not. Even though people were singing, dancing because they know his songs, but mane enjoy yala on yira ki babu lapsana. Without the music, beat ma. And one thing shedding to artists learning. Look at how Rude Boy came in. to nirbu ngo bibu pil zang instrumental ndiamda time to come bukutola impress to so
okay
hal fans nim zawo biza nu pa me bi ko ning da capella maimer be yila nima time to come we won't enjoy them.
Okay,
Before Rude Boy play any song, he come with the acapella. People sing with it with instrumental. Can people sing with that before they come in to play the song?
The trust one.
Yes,
the trust,
good.
Yes.
I think he's a good guy.
Very well.
I have to look for his songs and watch it.
On the TikTok live.
Good. So the tune ni raba zangla performances my pipe. Yila na matapo mileme. So in yina the tune something different.
Okay.
I was expecting to see something different from our people.
Okay.
But well, maybe will contract the way promotion people were already complaining. And Brady bu show ma vien yalanga. And the issue is like I bu so den vien yalanga. Hassan Realma ni selebia to mama. So okay, fans show ma in the past tinye ka show nam nang. Can never rate artists nam garun su show.
Of course.
So it actually talk of the town.
But cannot still in the show.
You understand that? So for me, I don't. La Nigeria guy, man, he impressed me a lot, and a lot of people on top, man. And I know people like Imbolo, you know, people who stream his songs.
Of course,
I think I love him like Oyilanema. You could hear the lyrics from one to end. And so Tiniruma, the tunable bomb stage performance.
Okay.
This guy, I was so disappointed in him. And when that's the artist of the year, man. SBO. You had a beautiful stage. Let us enjoy you. They were just playing. They were just playing with us. They were playing, and I was like, Nirungo, is it that they are not interested in the show or what? Ndaji zo simile.
Okay.
A day before the show, even show ma the Sama and the Amira. The main Morino Ndajia. People were so calling them artists. For Seragba Halbi Queen you can perform. And you understand? Braku no kumrse kabukuche. And they were not getting it. Even if they are paying you or they are not paying you, I know they were all paid because this was a commercial show. But the performances was not okay. But then I would say Fancy and Rude Boy, they killed the show.
Very well.
They killed the show.
Next one, which was Fancy performance, the Rude Boy performance. And what we did was that we all agreed that Nirbo Pam coming and everything Rude Boy.
Definitely.
Like it was Fancy show. So we're gonna be giving Fancy 45 minutes to perform, stay back and allow Rude Boy to come. But you families nanda when you Rude Boy man. Baneto you hello could perform 2-3 songs. Ka ban liho baneto kule. Ka fancy gablam na data ban nang nang biama. Ka ten mino nang ban ni biao. Fancy came to twice, but at the end of it, Mazaha, they came together on stage to perform an unreleased song. The reactions, Mazaha, and there were two guys, my performance, I mean, added up cutting.
Well,
were you impressed with their performance? Did you see the energy?
Rude Boy is a star. And for that matter, Tranyala Bukorlum Oni. Legendary Rude Boy. He is a star. Like he controls everything. O performance shall double boy. There was a time where shall I go down and the people don't want him to go down. Even Halonda and Shima, some of us on top were very disappointed.
People,
but because of the time,
people still wanted Fancy, but they didn't want Rude Boy to go.
Do you understand that? Try yo yering mala yer patuna Fancy. Duna. But no, we don't want Rude Boy to go, and it was because we were getting value for money.
Exactly.
I understand. And then so Rude Boy Muna, I think it's something that he has left for artists in northern Ghana to learn.
Nirvana problem with him because big group man. I mean, Mr. P was the good dancer. Stagecraft, mean stage arrangement. The man Mr. P in control. So Nirvana feel him come to Kanaka boy.
No, but he never bought.
No,
he never.
Yes, but he didn't. I mean,
one thing that he did was that he realized that there were a lot of ladies in the field. And so he was performing songs that would suit them.
The ladies.
And you know, our sister. Their excitement is so different. So Oda make sure that all song selection was right using a cappella. Then he will let them enjoy the halkote lab now with the song itself with the beat. Be you now we stop we only love me repeatedly. Kalan chant lyrics shally, especially lyrics that has to do with love, emotions and other things.
Especially Mama Yilama reason with me.
Of course, don't go around them
3 times before.
You understand because people wanted to hear more from that. And one thing they did. Performing their hit together. Before the show, I was with some people and their argument were that no, the return fancy before because to be born able to do not to be enjoying it. That was their fear. But then the song came in. song ma da pung man la yil korlen yel because the beat on point, standard beat, and the lyrics also is on point. How I could understand the local, I mean, just the pidgin way you can understand the lyrics of the song. So the Racham Karamal euphoria shell, like people already know the song. And I'm not surprised Yilama Bunku perform the next day. People are singing the lyrics.
Word to word.
Word to word. You understand? So maybe Mani Yel Fancy and Rude Boy did well. And Fancy that day ma ben shako dan. They rehearsed very well. Omino dancers. And maybe because we were not seeing people on stage, try enjoy it. Especially Bandabe Zusan. Nkuyinda, there was a place that they will come and dance and go back again. We don't need them. We need Fancy. And so last strategy Magbaranya ben shot that the team got right. And I'm sure other artists could emulate it. Other places, but in Yarka dancers, but they would just go and stand somewhere. And I think they did rehearsals very well.
They were rehearsing.
Yes. You understand? So they know when to come in and dance, and they know when to go back. They know where to go in. And I think that also played well. And then Hajia for real came in. Muna came in, and she also did well. And she did well because Fancy came in to revitalize that performer at Rangmana at the point Nirbo dying Chandler down. But Fancy came with their song. Karlanche Kanirbe energy, it came higher. That was a very good point. Oh, the Fancy Duna and the future la perform. People would have get fed up with her performances because maybe Nirbo Dibu vibrate with the Oyilanama. But Omin Fancy collaboration, it make people to re-enjoy her. Understand? And also one thing I like about Omin Fancy, Bravo wasted time. Bonko nung 1 2 the cut time wasted while they got down.
And Fancy performance mami umala oklik of artists. Kama muna omino mala yila. I mean Rasti omino mala yila. Or Mario Siko mala yila. And of course guys be wali ma sharp down be wombo down. Top down. So o performance ma do orana to tebazaha separate performer.
Definitely.
But ora Cuba inside his performance.
Definitely. And that was very good.
And they are his guys.
And strategically they were la 3 guys because people who shut down onto whom the yila kabum ni bansu yila. But that day they saw them together and they realized Fancy means that la yila. People will go and stream that song.
Exactly.
So strategically my yila ma be show ma. I think Fancy and Rude Boy was all okay, but Rude Boy carried the day.
Rude Boy,
he carried the day for me.
Performance, man. Rude
yes,
Boy.
but you know, Fancy, yes, for the first time, and also the maturity level. We're having the view that perform.
That has been my problem.
Do you understand? But he proved a point that no, I would be able to do it alone without my twin brother. So he stood out for me. Fancy. Musicians man and then he was singing and that day he had back to back but then time because Shatanam the Ramadan da you there are expand and so I enjoy Fancy, but then Rude Boy stood the day for me.
Fancy color the costume in pie.
Standard.
This time I'm gonna.
Mother's can hear from beginning, ma. You know, Hassan Yarab Hassan Yarab Shati me Latin Yarma, but they are listening. This show, I don't know where Nigeria come that do never be brush.
Police in that from China.
Very standard, like open high nagi, and one people didn't appreciate it. Those who sold Fancy very well was the bloggers. They sold him perfectly well. And I think the envelopes Hassan didn't then come na.
The changa, the punchang.
Tori kana maybe after Zumo the two Fancy and lab
the changa.
Well, ndanye dollar no posto dene.
Dollar was what now.
Nara kana nara kumia ana sa.
Dollar alajina pruda kukolma kano anje dollar. Out no kuma.
You know what? I love that guy so much. Dollar, he's a genuine guy.
DJ.
So Dollar knew then Hassan Mabinya the two fans and lab nung ben shout. Because that night before show ma, brand nung lab ben shabo flute ma. I mean the bloggers. Bananda cheka show man your attendance. Because bunda projector image shangama. Can you like I saw a lot of images from Hassan's site ma and DMTV mean others ma.
I think Hassan Minu boys, man. They
yes,
have a secret.
I don't know how. Who is your cameraman? I think I need to get him to
no, you always camera guy.
No. The guy is very professional. You understand? So Hassan, I have cameraman, no buko.
No.
Maybe in Damria, you need to know capping.
Halban comes out. Every shot that came from that shoe, man.
Yeah.
High medium shots, man. I mean, it is
very, very standard. I saw another guy shot Ras. You also get a very standard shot.
Raja.
Yeah, Raja.
Okay.
It tells you that a bloggers ma brakpang bumangpam.
Okay.
And I think fans in the mimbitawa be taken business wise, they will enjoy Hassan nama.
Yeah.
Mama ndapun yarechi nin salsili biane. Badala nung ya free things taba.
No,
professional you can do can extra. But dela nung ya free thing to young artists so whether upcoming in you be the nung ya free o kala arukozia. You understand? Yes, of course. No, man puts $1 long time. You understand? So show man on a face.
Very well.
Costume man.
Okay.
I think they got it perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Very
and the malo mean rude boy. I don't know. The mala coincidentally.
Yeah.
Even the rude boy that not red. Leather, you understand?
Pebble, white,
you understand their costume, and I think fancy. See Euromi next time show we don't want to see what we saw this one karanang below. We want to see
standard
above this.
So
and we are looking forward to any artist who stage show.
Okay.
Book costume better than the jam.
We will come and then we look at Makasiumi 69 bane. Yaba sana shema microphone with Makaramali sana for Yanaga Kagwa piano. Bansma performance ma. Rude boy to come a rude boy fancy but performance ma. And Yanya Babandara piano kateta shama and the energy level. And among the two ma, who would you pick as the best performer of the night ma?
So Prince even before ka ankana man and Jenan Tambango Prince and Loshel Poloma.
Good one.
Talking about Kamane Allah how everything went. No one upload the fancy team again.
Okay.
Because I cannot this is a program shall I'm sure but me programmer nara jire I mean headache shell na.
Okay.
Can me danger weight shell na. And they were very much prepared for la particular one ma.
Okay.
Because Nato yella kamane this is the very program shell kamane but play la profession throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
Professionalism kaba play. Don't to no ben sha comes as a chance. Don't to ne information passer through between but promoters.
Yeah.
The names as the kanmana right on time na ben sha comes as. So Allah akwa nyama kamane it will be very hard kano to nye loshel polo and criticize.
Yeah.
I understand it. So Allah kamana hale ben engage to shabmaza sa. I nyama kamana okay. Neka short shale I nyama ka belengs male. Belengs neka short shale tia nyama ka damma male. So Allah kamana it will be very hard cut me say innocent. I understand.
Ina missing ya ira fancy garam na long champion but ma long le so kale.
And I come at performance was
that.
Ben play professionalism.
Then so you brought out the best in you guys.
Exactly.
And you guys really
and then make at Yarasahakam. You don't wait, okay, me and Bahala flyer. Kabah fly ma can I contact my Hassan? Bahala fly Piaman timeline to Yaran to create a new shell. What is that? Hala you are by internet nangla the lila old news. I understand it. But pre-informa kamana kangba malishile ungule.
And I take some of the information is my but the mala o chelmetin yakin release
exactly.
Bloggers ma media guys ma ban
exactly. Karaza sabiane. And then make and uploader makasu for the last time under no 69 for peace. This was a program shall kamane oradzima refila even 3 months before. Kayelma kanda bwana na ngono denim zasa so agbe malashele kanan sawara na to art or come out with different strategies of approach. Understandable. The sahagbe into nyelma right on point. And this is what they encourage the sahashele kamzasa. So back to Rude Boy
fancy performance. I explain me kana tata best performer be ampiga best performer.
Unko zang me toy donc kana sahashele. Bako alleria to unkulume
Okay.
Until Jene and Labo watch a video Shangatan Kapchi.
Okay.
Kabang Kamana fans Garam came differently.
La.
Trust me. Kamana Halem believer and Kama video Shangaban, Nimiala way came yale.
La.
Yamanga Hale, Yero Rito Rude Boy over him. Ama Yempo Max.
No, but Rude Boy Mao.
And now, I
understand.
No, not yellow fancy.
Okay.
Madden Tale Kamane, Zungotan Bepon Tamel, Tabuala video Shalaga Mane, Dambana Shaharan.
Okay.
Ko Oyella Kamana, and now Shaharan could to criticize our program.
Yes, Oyella because
Oyerma Jamda,
Trabanyele. Okay.
But yes, Orari Bowa. That much that day, but the energy was louder. And the very best video Sheleman Mala personally, near Kamane Opila Yeran Yellow.
Okay.
So Opila Yeran Yellow, Kayu Obera, hello Fakala Nirba.
Yes,
so no excuses. So on Faka Saha Shelema, Kane Yelmo,
okay,
Ka fans Mala. But yalla one or the never year na pam ko karamo wumle benya ba ko no wum kamanda ma wumle ba sha one so on wumle ore na ngare yetra
Benje Shelma by
exactly kabre sa ngale so last scene ma kamera belle I understand ya and then big shout out to my camera guy
yes
on kurum sa Shelmo nyale me
okay
me camera on me how then Pierama.
Yeah.
That to me some moments.
Okay.
I understand it. So la day ma or I yell mam. Nyama I mean oh big shout out to him.
No my yara I be Euro thing yelenga. Mbon kwa ya be Euro suma thing yelenga. Now so
have me big shout out to him.
But personally I'm looking for him.
Yeah, because I like kamane la day ma he was actually prepared.
Oh okay.
Because tamin be stays so. Ben shout yen nang ka leher na kubulu la de ma to contain na abulu I know on take I understand it kamane fans many rude boy hagia kangara kay kubulu lehma kay oponye de ba sha
no
so
ready
kan yolo mira yolo me have an eye on Jamal because at the end of the day be ambwala be pictures
okay
so me but Sahara no male I understand it
and Jamal has been very instrumental in this whole thing
exactly
because Jamal
so that's so him bahaba zo
okay
halan so him bah jabema zo jabema on kale mino na zabla zo
no jabema daddy kashu ma la min
da dumana
gate ma la
to zaya so kan yolo yo chanko o ba hanyale so alle kamare rude boy ne shira o me Jamal Hagma kanti on ko bolo la ko pumal so no he did well
o malam bin Rastaman picture share I love it
so la tamma kan yolo
no o be shabi insane
to la tamma kan yolo ya jebe gban shama yo nyamba
okay
ashe obowum no ra woman shaba ko zan mahala bana kachaba so alle tabbaza sa trari ba mi sesennam
no you guys
ala le DJ Smile complain na ba za make sure da ko take ba za sa sen ma karanam za sa
o DJ ma ya ni ba bahar ba picture na
no mahar ba to ko mahar ba to
okay
ba mi ba za sa you know especially in user ba sa aten yele shale
and they are doing well
they are doing Russian cool
they are doing well
so alle ba za sa
tramale
ba picture na and I think it was great so alle kamane fancy onda piano sham
okay
onda onko yerse from o entrance mashi on zang energy shell good piano it was crazy o performer hallan tepilegi artist na ma introducible on labana la energy ma dana biela understandable and it amazes me to realize that or to find out that rude boy but performance ma it was unplanned so by yesterday kaba deliver kato performer karang malla halabra malla washale ba mamang na rehearse me wa ba rehearse
no
I understand it wona maza sanyala kamana ba yar sangaran to na takba hanu zanta ba for and quite apart from that rude boy nguna to za sara from me kamana halin yi ko kananta ban nan ban sha nguna yanye best performer because
no but then da malla fear of one considering that kaba tu kanna and considering that nzongo ma nyala kangono wara stage me yetu akati yarma so one te misla the partnership ma kala misi dinda chakata feel peace ko ma wango but ko to be disappointed
Allah kamane mami peace square it will be very hard ne any one of them to ever disappoint because number one Allah kamane yilana ma
okay
Oto kwen kpahango bi entoma di oti an kpahango bi entoma je and one thing shall dan to ne nirba bang yala kamane soloma feedback
okay
then energizer artist
okay
understand it
yeah of course
as not timbiara hit songs karapun wumba baba yenera diambo yella nyangba so ara kpa mahalo ora try ma banda me shakini ora try ma no wa ba karaba ba duale fe yala it tells you that soloma energy man da encourage you cut through that particular energy so there wasn't any way can to fail performance
okay
because yille comes as a bayan drop soloma nang la ready for la particular song o me ko ba yille comes a be the nyala danceable song or the nyala love song or emotional song anyam ka soloma ta dele so I am observing the yara ye to ashele kamane soloma energy ma influencer o mama energy nyama kamane money tam but popular song shanga onda performer as compared to onda kupiana kama kare kakuta raw voice understand it on piano ko jamlo mama yela na kama trailer sa
yes 3 songs
la moments ma traba nyer crowd energy hello mama traba nyer energy in him
hello te yego liga time
exactly
onda pi
exactly so pum on pilega ba yela na ma performable yele shanga solo mama na pungu yele shanga solo mamang na yo na kana to gumo ko yele dan denne ko mamang ni energy ma massively ka solo ma energy ma tune energize o bazasa ko repeal drivable understandable so I cannot tell you yes I'll rate Rude Boy number 1 because Soloma he entertained them to the max but Fancy give out more energy than him understandable we were just Fancy was unlucky because the punyalo performance and quite apart from that Soloma da kuba bwala Rude Boy more than any other Rude Boy kabara kubwala
do Fancy didn't disappoint at all but
not at all because
you rate Rude Boy
yes
over him
because Haleman Nanto energy wise unrated la Fancy
over him
because alle kamane unda yigre shelma throughout the whole show Fancy ora kubu wadendale wa urari
but yes the body movement ma the contact of eye
exactly.
Fans
so then namzasa the chamaka kamane ka I feeler okay non ko bazan everything is to Rude Boy understandable so I'll still rate Rude Boy number 1 but per energy una Fancy that
type of gura ka di second last ka di ba so Fancy gan da di last
no ma last but in yara makam rat stage ma energy more than
carpool ni ba ku ma last ko di ma Rude Boy that di first
so Rude Boy number 1 Fancy last last so Fancy last but he actually gave that stage a great energy
that Fancy did well and I think that everyone is congratulating the team and Fancy as well ma and maybe anticipation of the song ma is another thing he said the songs will be dropping soon and we would and see when the songs drop ma I mean after the show Rude Boy talked about that show ma but in the board the teacher nguna kaku yele a bit because in Sahama we hitting 6 p.m. katipema last words kati nzanti and it's important makasio nyala ngunda drop a flyer I mean immediately after the show ma Sunday I mean before 12 noon in Balama people thought that flyer was dropped so quick I mean to stop the shine or the victory celebration of Fancy Shuma but other people thought that no it is a smart move to keep them in competition again Shabgoyano know the 69 fans needed something to be talking about and they rely on him for bread as far as entertainment is concerned but dabapam kabalero nini munko mi lehra show tiba ban shaka ba mal dara because ondir ban balama but nirbi yandere no nerpoke I le nyi sang le chi zungo oriente no announce we announce ya
now be son Sunday
I'm woman Saturday
date ma mangbara ta Saturday actually
Sunday okay so let me fly one babo ma
so alle
okay who is it dropping
Sasha kam tan yare ka badina ma te yare ba makamare fansum ba makasio mo ba soldiers ma
okay
ban yi turtala banan sahar ba bahara to zo ka ba sahara abana bo katamile ana stare ba nirba yo ka na
yara
because boleta hale maka show fancy show man na the next day ami 69 soldiers man na sha but chanta parla maka show shall den na min punti so mean la yung ma brava bihe
no bu kuto
man te download the pictures ka zang la non group na ne ka jin meet in group ma pour ke so kam sa she yim picture wa ne rifien gare
la understand di wa din pem kam ka
so alle baza sa page na zo dan ka bra she ya so rencha na kara tabu hulera
kai
dan tabu hulera ma ka flyer ma piana flyer ma mi baza sa ka so yam ban sa dragon design ma doya
no dan mura dan lamba sa tele dan flyer ma dali design dra design in hit so an le ba ka professional designer
design do ma nyala kamane not necessarily okay, this is it. Bianeya. Kaba implement the first plan of the Bahama picture.
Which
caravan I'm coming. So dumba nang ma manyam dumpa nyala fly over designed way.
Yes.
So number 1. Tsaha. Tuli poe ka design shana tsahe.
Yeah.
So plan okay, the plan A la ba nang plan B ya nyala dan sa.
Plan B da be mbiane. Da ko ya tizang le disu. Bi so nguna to kuto lan zasele. Ba tizang show shele. I mean in yarba kama hatin mal show.
So no bwa ne yale shamaya. Ba plan ma ba pum plan ma swang
and a professional designer AI generated fly and dabala
no
less than 30 minutes design bala
so ni yar shamma nyala ya tanjiya sa hashel mo Allah kamar what happened ma
okay yeah
do kun yara kamar tie mela short mo
okay
daba nan kati me short be tie mela short mo reto bera kati me short
okay
understandable
okay
lam plan song
okay
so lami de pala kar ko okay short yin ka ba mal song na ba me but me den da ba nan ma poi kabayan kana tin me second shot which ka ayel ne braba plan song she bana ti hale
okay
kalan piano group ma what do we do next ka suggestions kana tana suggest dona to show sheldon yan kana la chat non that ba fly of that understandable
okay
kana e generate le but the plan ba do yan we ba non won to nere nan
okay
before
man feel le kama no hal makasio da ka plan da ya bi bora banda makawula ba believe no ra mal nan reading no non show la kan feel kama yen na show with an artist maybe next year ko na plan
my plan no show kar pa zongo ma mi
no baka yan o ya like
to manda actually mi le makamane dre ben kana de sooner
maybe either December or November yes but to start announcing it and even create a flyer that like
so then coming after the pressure man kana understandable
okay
but sure den nang banguna but narandare yuga pam kabia so I cannot le
so do you condemn that action as in the flyer was
no condemn la particular no condemn shela kamare bambo boire basatane dra damba like branya
no basate be no damuna now so yarma da kongo
we hale from onset fans and announce kama rude boy yankana dra
damba za hanjala ya
dra blang mambambiane
damba za nyala blang panalu zumba delma now so video share da bama wa now so sister fans
you know that's the beauty of entertainment.
Of course.
But I know Bogbana nangare shilongo. Ba announce to ko bihe.
So an lerma I mean abakwa ama bagbaso nungune. Tungune Mr. P.
In yaba call ma.
Yaba
o call ma me asba ma ko bihe me you call. So no call me o champune.
Okay.
So one time one kamino po ha yo taba. Boya mane my last time ma mino ne difila.
Okay.
O mam ne sheriff and leader.
Okay.
I understand it.
Black black on leader.
No one leader.
Black on young candidate.
No one leader. But ne fansene zan so mana Dablee pima.
Okay.
No one be contest ma pune. So me no ne defila one time one. We ma nare choro call mama asbama. Ne black man na ragman laban yar shanga nan me. So no one no lanka contest ma po.
Oh be yo. O marga be zania. Ayab ni Karbala.
Oi kayala man ne nerle
ayab
nerle mala nerle mala de la black osane.
La
nerle mala black osane ne bambon ma banda buru.
Bambal shilini.
Na hale bana ku pushira na ma ngulan ka contest ma pune anyo yel shambo ka yel mani pimpa bien na ma de man la nyenyon go bakkan mana so narang malu bazan la mara shanga kala mara na ma babo divalang dan tonon ka ubaza sa contest ma
anab ayam unne nguna
yaw do ko yar
yonne ayaw de
she jare ka sana anyo ya sabo
ayaw de mubra
Hassan ni check out na few I mean I few
no man ni yar shala go ya ayaw ni yale dan na kan yaw nya dabe ko da ci an bele ne fon ko la ma yaw damba
Wala
bapu barma yaw namba gaskiya ba
ayaw da min Allah wa ka ayaw
man ni yar shala go ba mene yawa yale kamane yale avant la bo ba mene kamane ya boursere me ma mimi understand bo ya bourse mo ngumbala ba ni ba yi nyaba avant la bo kaman bla ko ya bo bol bla ko yule o ko no biala o gbagila gana kanye da chimbele sabale ballon avant la bo 4 ne yum pishina yenyo kanamba mo understand it
man bor blacko because hal de bor men ba makasio no ba 69 no ba kana in sequence because fans starting with the Ghanaian artists and wali den ma kamana before kamana step to Nigeria so ban punchang Nigeria I mean be jump mama
I'm actually looking beyond la the reason man yala I'm voting for P.
Okay.
Reason man yala kamana look la at how I mean beyond just the fancy gadam makaso competition.
Okay.
The lion lifted the whole northern region.
As for people
exactly Ankara like this, they will discuss it more.
Of course, even Nigeria.
Fans ma be not so happy.
Okay.
But then you lift makaso can lift industry ma the mama.
Okay.
Karlan reawake the rivalry between the two in Accra.
Okay.
Can bring Accra attention back to northern Ghana.
69
generally and apart from that,
okay.
Makasio Teretam known as Nigerian numbers. Abangla, Fancy Garam collaborated with Mr. Easy.
Okay.
Kanye numbers there. Collaborated with Pato. Kanye Nigerian numbers there.
Very big
so Fancy ni Bahila. Kanye Kamane within a few on YouTube ka views ma vaguma. Sako dear fans watch your lemon. Stoneboy fans watch your lemon. Shatawale Pato Mr. Easy. So Umala Nigerian numbers. I understand it. Bamaka Taluna Nigerian numbers.
Okay.
And this is the right time no Zanyela Nigerian numbers.
Okay.
I understand it.
But
Sharif is someone who is still commander road boy.
Okay.
Road boy can compare whiskey and cola. Sharif is someone who now grew bigger.
In Nigeria,
even in 5 years,
Sharif is becoming
Nigerian numbers sorry as compared to
of course as compared to
and also Sharif
artist of the
Sharif is not known in sounding like that.
Winning the artist of the year.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Sharif Oyilanema is not known in sounding like that. I'm coming.
Popular song.
I'm coming. No, my P Square. My rude boy like a popular song.
No, my rude boy reason with me more conquer. I've known that just 4 times.
Understandable. So I cannot tell her that's a factor to consider on either la Nigerian numbers, man. Understandable. And even beyond that, let this person believe that things yes are business wise. Sharif ni and demander last year, Mr. Peanut over demander like.
Are you serious?
Yes. But Sharif Nigerian label manager ma.
No,
so charge the Ghanaian
label man yala Omala, there's a distribution company. kabe rights to distribute. Can I change about manager as in O shows ben lab
Nigerian label manager
as to o that be to
Ben Shang, yes. Yes.
Ka music distribution ben yale.
Music distribution rights maya the belaro ko. Understand label on me
manager the brand.
Manager the bar.
Oh, okay.
Understandable because they decide who to sell your rights to.
Okay.
Who to distribute your music. Understandable because Bansula act ma mina ban shaka.
Okay.
Understandable.
Okay.
So hale the mamanga. Lehrama kama hal shuma yen nang. Mr. P nane param omino jabale P ma river mazo.
Okay.
Katele energy shale.
Especially on your videos.
Exactly.
Jabale P kana.
Mbapae ne de tenyela with Blacko.
Okay.
Reason benda Blacko no manager by label ma. Blacko is someone makaso no to na zangna 5 years 10 years coming.
Oh, okay.
Or in 5 years to zasa denyela kaman tatsa hayan nang la right. Wune zuma pahe.
Okay.
He'll become more bigger.
But maybe they need to calm down again. There's something I think that that show would come. Be because people are agitating, people are
no, they have to do it. Baba nangale.
As for show come, no, baby agitator.
No, they have to do it. The time more. Do you know something?
So we
Sheriff ex Sheriff. The best time papumpongo. The best time yala last year after Shetta Wale den man ranang. So ranang so overwhelming. More than the nang pumpongo.
Okay.
So it tells you that halen wama agba yiben nang. Otelenza Mr. P na
the vibe na very pune.
I understand it.
Exactly. So
don't finish.
All right, Prince Piamna katinyanya. Teranye makasi o baflaya. Kaflaya mana kana with a dark image as to onsang the so kana nirbo pamda yele ni. I mean it was too early for all collect artists no show nine. Could be too space to celebrate the glory as in Omino be the same place ma. Shabia mi yele no Empire Records ma. Still I don't believe woman o music distribution konko pour ne kaba be the malo music distribution konko ne kaba Prince to nimo pampa vie kama yaba sane o yamoni yarshama the malo yaba yetuma kone Nigeria ma be the jabali pi ma ko yarma to 69 fans ban yedi kaya bandi kaya 69 kama bambi kantan se kaya talent tana the man la be yarma ni makasu da yali twash yali jandeba de man la den dwell bat diba onda ya na ban kurle ko so insana tes kamba ma ban kurma jabal pi ma na kana nuzul ma insana video na ma daraba so bande bo bori nzungu ma na kana so which one do you think anyone?
Well, actually makasu no that drop of flyer ma.
Okay.
For me, tranye issues around that. For me, professional, there was nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Fancy show ma had happened. It can't take the glory. The kutogi. Madden got to discuss it, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, so the glory la o dropping of flyer ma. I think strategically, I'm young understand showbiz. Makasio rabe drop on that early morning. Or the drop hal be week but nobody. The euphoria the being say. Strategically, mabagbanung the labo homework work.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, sure.
That is why kabuswe mal show. Ko bi yaddi yeto a halina ala show ma dal night ko pa yinati yaldi yeto ama strategically ba mila ban nang da ban sha.
Okay.
So on that drop fly ma tam shama, that was the right time da bala ko drop. There are ka problem shale.
So I said orana to drop fly ma before
no. Oh, that drop then da enye yeto because we were here when kabda pusher farla no kaso o cancel o show. But I don't think o show ma that chair. There are affect to show. So tin your industry ma groove ma, it's time to go beyond sentiment about what is happening. Laban ma, that was the right time that to know drop strategically. Oh, me music here to which I know he knows.
Okay.
For Oyen Zangso na for me, kama Hassan yabma ni yelben shama. And Makasio Ngbarawum la comment on that pass about so zang la old artist na notice ka. That was music.
Okay.
There was nothing like hatred. Okay. Music ye to ambalama. You see, unwana tinaba understanding music language. The malad the mamang language beat yara artist ma. The between ten and fans won't put la carrinya ben shout. Music malad the mamang own language. I ain't yell sham. Na yen yell sahashel. Na yen yell shapulu. The malad the language.
Okay.
That's why beginning can there ye maybe. And la problem with fancy as true. why he made that statement public on his marriage, man.
Okay.
Yeah, because ye don't know on you shall ma. Then you ma. Ye didn't check out my divert la show my attention biala. But Makasio no ba flyer. Madankati yarma. Everybody has agreed. Yamalene do akuto majere. Nobody said any bad thing about the show. For the first time in the history of Dagbang. Ka show nunca other side ma be criticizer. No, but to yell ben shout costume 100%, stage 100, sound ben shout numbers, everything was okay. Do you understand that? So we yelled the YouTube.
Okay.
So that was why Kamakasio drop it offline, ma. But as to Yaba San Yab ni Yaru YouTube Shalma. One thing I think right now Mandiri and you Makasio the two no stay in Nigeria.
La
whether in Zangla Jablung Balama be obeying zone, he should stay in Nigeria.
Or is Ghanaian?
No. Ghanaian won't go in Zangna. No. Who?
Otozang Stone Boy.
Please forget. The Kuchang.
Talk about a Muzang Masako Diana.
No, the Kuchang. Still, the Kuchang. The Kuchang. No. To know Zanga. Oh, yeah, Zanga
start in Nigeria.
See, forget. Mama Casio, tell me you mean Shatawale show. You understand?
Fancy Bapun.
Can you shut to Lakati Yarma? You understand? My fancy show. Mr. P, I mean Rude Boy show. Leto ya no mean pato rankila. Then you can never die yinama because tra go la show ma. Kalaga mumata and karbachang. Kamumata kana. So we have to come and show Nigeria that look fancy yale be work at inside ngo. Big Ghana tanumbanguna uning yale. Take basta ambala. Tanumbaleri yare Irving. Man kara malaba artist kanang neba awards. Fine, that's fine. But Malaya Rashu Mutua Makasio is an Ghanaian artist na. Trust me, the Kutonye trend come a show one in your trend. No, I'm telling you that hello Zam Black Sheriff na Dukuto Chankton Bar
Sheriff ex Sheriff.
No, character. I benda drop Sheriff ex Sheriff flyer at Tamsha. Then I'm that to know Zoma.
Oh, okay.
But right now, whatever onion how deep a Jablema zone strategically now the dance song but bam I'm telling you.
What about
see, no lie to ama my Jablema bangpapun zarlataba 3 days ago I saw other Jablema
Mr. P
ko make a comment with I mean a producer or make a post kabinir by ma bazabra yilshal winning you know they have a song called winning so bazabra zo ka Jablema yero ala la what's the name producer ma nuru tuno cheka o brada ma bang nungun nda zo kana Nigeria ka batimi la yira nungun su yila ma nuko tuzo ma
and ma bra yele a song together.
Do you understand?
So other one ma pun start la yila ma
so no bo borne no ku tuto o cheka so kamza bang nungun zo wa malabe issues matimi jabe yeto so ondu ku tuno zangso na during your guy ma the problem.
So
but then
would you agree that should come now with Mr. P Dablee?
No, I would agree business wise. I would agree that come now with him. You know why? Can with him. Then the page discussing the pay yara there too. Who did well and who didn't do well? Who made the show enter? Who didn't make his show not enter? Then them Katrian later. Nigeria discussion schedule yimna because me know zan wo Dablee chima na show ma tamal me yimna to support the kama banda ko support
of course
because we are showing the Accra people that look the bin shao ideally history be ambuko to nang land they can never do it.
That will be very historic. That
do you understand? So they are strategically music wise career business wise makaso ibo numbers in Nigeria things je shan ozon wo Dablee chima na banna kunye jabe ka to asir ma problem in yellow so zone the mamman ye malla the mamman discussion shall on international level
of course
but then obe zone or zang any Ghanaian artist kana we don't need we don't need tanama ka 69 fan nyama but in the industry what to bor any Ghanaian artist in jango.
Are you saying that we can't get any heavy artists in Ghana again?
Forget no the plan to I ma dey Ghanaian artists so come on to you he can pay they can pay it.
So
but I'm saying that for now trend man na chino we board no gba nye flame shutting he should go in Nigeria and bring an artist either Burna Boy Wizkid
Davido
Betrema no but tray ngo kama mbora asake to miu yila no mu wana pam so to boro te
Nigeria nira
no Nigeria nira
but dafu driver
but I understand but to bora to ba like fans man yin so yila kama abinda yin ngo kara ku kama kara jetter tani but I'm advising 69. People mild the drop a flyer, sheriff ex sheriff, bank close the ben yeltony, there is something they will come up. But it's that only no show. But at the time and nabon, but yet the year to they nung didn't check. But no, to be yetum borben sha. I fans garam the nung ben shama. They have set the standard very high. And we need to go out Ghana to go to other African continent. So we in Nigeria, don't know champions on diamond.
Oh, hey.
O cara lá.
Eu acho que diamond no private jet no go to sonate papo on the car.
So no mashallah bala he shouldn't bring any Ghanaian artists but in Nigeria.
Let's end it here. It has been a fruitful discussion of the show. You are saying uncle is actually unpack